Got the mic chat. Let me finish posting on the socials. Chat, if you'd like me to say hello, please go ahead. Say hi in chat. Today's going to be an interesting day today, I feel like. Felt like the camera was really low. The thing about my camera is it's just like a tripod and my old phone. So it's like I constantly have to like adjust it in a sense, if that makes sense. In a sense, if that makes sense. PDW Ascura. What's up? Oh, is that you, Kura? I read the last part of it and I was like, I bet this is Kura. What's good? What's good, friend? Chat, hello. Did I make it in time? Fifth string, we're just getting started. What's up, Calvin? How are you guys? Welcome on in. Yo, Donovan. What's going on, Donovan? I need to share this on Instagram, even though, personally, chat, I hate Instagram. There we go. Added that. It's a smelly Hunter in my chat. Ha! Everybody laugh at Hunter because he's a moderator. Yo, what up, Just Simply? How are you today? Chat, today we've got a couple things that I've got planned today. One of them is ranked ladder. I gotta grind a bunch of games on ranked ladder because I need to provide information. Still 0? Oh my god, the internet has been so bad. Why is the internet so bad right now? Okay. So it looks like things have stabilized. It looks like things have stabilized. Okay. Yeah, the frames, I don't know what happened there. Because, like, I've been using my computer all day. And so I've been using my computer all day, so and it's been working all day. Like, I haven't had any internet hiccups. But, like, I don't know. As soon as like, my partner logs out, my girlfriend logs out of work, I go ahead and hit live. And I guess it just didn't like it. Just had a random hiccup, I guess. Which kind of stinks. I also wish Actually, this might be better. This arm. The front of my hat keeps hitting like my mic. And so now we might be good. Now we might be good, chat. There we go. We probably lost everybody, but it looks like we're back. Hello, Cowboy Katakuri. I'm bummed we couldn't either. Hopefully next time. Hopefully next time, Cowboy Katakuri. We'll run one next time. It's lower than the expected bitrate. I think my bitrate's fine now. All right. Thankfully, though. Thank you for still being here, Simply. One day, honestly, like, I might try to, like, complain to Cox Internet. Try to complain. Talk about how it cuts out all the time. I might try to do that here soon. Because I will say, like, in the women tournament, it cut. Just then it cut. It's crazy. Is there an open moderator position for YouTube streams? I signed myself up as tribute for the Jake Hunger Games. We have like 1 or 2 moderators on YouTube but none that I would consider active in a sense. And that's mostly because I don't think I'm big enough to really need to bring on a moderator in a sense. Hunter on the Twitch side has just been a moderator for like 5 years now. He's old, chat. But especially when we get to like streaming tournaments and stuff, because I'm going to be eventually hosting tournaments. Ideally, like one series online, and we're going to start streaming some local tournaments here in the near future. The idea is probably during that time have a moderator, if that makes sense. Yeah, Lim did awesome this weekend. Chad, it was a good weekend to be me, being a Nami fan and a Lim fan, because those decks killed it. Those decks were awesome. But I'm glad that the YouTube live stream is still where it is. Like, it's still like one singular stream. Sometimes there's been times before where like my internet is cut and then YouTube like makes a second live stream. And so that sucks. I'm glad it's only one place. And then Twitch is it is what it is. Lim is the new Dofi. Kind of, yeah. In a very small scale it is. Yeah. Yeah. Board swarm and value generation and just being like no top end. Yeah. I guess it could be, yeah. Yeah, congrats on 1 billion bounty, Calvin. That's crazy. Congrats on that. But chat, in this stream, we're going to be doing a couple things. One, we're going to get ranked games in. I think I was cut off because of the internet when I first said it, but I'm going to be getting coaching here soon. And one of the things that I want to provide to the person who's helping me out is show them a bunch of data of matchups, wins, losses in those matchups, things of that nature, tournament results, stuff like that. So we're going to be doing some ranked ladder today. I'm going to be taking some statistics, practicing some games on the Nami that we've been running the last day or so. And then also we're going to be looking at the regional results on stream. If you haven't seen those from like other creators or whatever, I have some information from the Athens regional that has more lists than what I've seen on like One Piece top decks and stuff. So it's not full. It's not all of top 32. Who just did that? What was that noise? Whoa, Calvin. Thank you so much for gifting a membership to William Davis. Thank you, thank you. I know William is a frequent in our chats. That's awesome. That's awesome. Thank you so much for doing that. But we're going to be looking at those results, and I have a couple. I mean, I'm chronically online, so I do a little bit more searching in terms of like Twitter and social media for like deck lists. And so I found a couple others that aren't on like One Piece top decks and stuff. So we're going to be looking at some of those results. We're going to be doing those today. But William, if you ever see this in the VOD or anything like that, welcome to the Riffle Shufflers. Have you thought about doing a video showing the ropes of the One Piece trading card game? That's a good question. It's kind of difficult to implement. I might actually do that here in the near future. I just got to build what that looks like and also really think about everything that I want inside of it. So like personally, I would try to bring a person better than myself because I'm really good at yapping and I'm really good at explaining and like talking through things, especially in a video style format. But there's a lot of things that Jonas Abraham, for example, one of the top players in the world, he knows way more about the game than I do. So it would be really nice to like complement my talking ability with his knowledge to try to bring an introductory level to the game. And then I got to think about if I want to do it like where we're playing a game and it's kind of like open hand, learn how to play the game. I'm trying to think of who I would recommend for like for right now, recommending to you like learning how to play the One Piece TCG. Because I haven't looked at a video for learning the game in a long time. Like I know that Bandai, the official Bandai card games channel, has a good tutorial video. That was the first thing I watched personally. I know True Champion Steven. Oh, you know what? I'm going to send you this video right now. For anyone who's curious on a video of how to play the One Piece trading card game, here's a really good video by a friend of mine a long time ago, like when the game first came out, on how to play the game. It's a really, really good video. What do you think Lim's good and bad matchups are? Lim's good and bad matchups are whether or not it can win the coin flip. Personally, Pokey Kid, I think it's really dependent on you going first. Because if you look at like the top Lim players and those who said what their dice rolls were, they all pretty much said that they won a vast majority of their dice rolls. So that's a big thing. That's a big thing, I would say. Okay, so it looks like our internet hasn't really struggled since. But yeah, I think the way that I want to do it, Fifth String, is like to bring someone on and we kind of go over a game. I just have to figure that out on what that looks like. It's like weird, Zaitohoro. Hopefully I said that right. Welcome on in. I don't really know if there's a super beginner deck. I would almost think that Uta is the most beginner deck, right? That's my personal opinion, like green Uta from the starter deck. Because Shanks, I think it's not actually beginner friendly because I think the leader effect is extremely complex. And maybe that's just because playing it at a super high level, right? But with Uta, right, you know that your leader effect draws one, right, essentially. It's a very basic leader effect. You know, you just look at the top card. If it's film, you put it in hand. If not, I think you put it back on top, right? It's either put on top or put on bottom. It says on the card. And then like for your characters, there's very simple instructions, right? Like Brook plays a 3 cost, Luffy plays a 4 cost, right? So personally, I think if I give someone, and I've given a couple people a deck for their first time playing, and I've always felt that starter deck Uta is the easiest to learn, in a sense. And there's a whole number of different things. Like you could go Zoro if you want, right? But there's complexity to every deck. There are much higher complexities to like what's the word that I'm trying to say? Like countering, right? For example, keeping characters alive, battling with other characters, things of that nature. I don't believe that, Burnout. I don't believe that. Zoro is easy if you just want to teach someone basic fundamentals of playing down a character and swinging at face. But that's not how you play Zoro. Like, you ask any of the people this past weekend topping Zoro, like, what they did, and it's so much more complex than that. It's, but granted, like I said, if you're just trying to teach someone how to attack and how to play down bodies on the board and swing, it's a great leader. Yo, is that Eric the GOAT? I think Doflamingo was also... the Doflamingo starter deck was really good. I don't know about Doflamingo the deck. Doflamingo, the starter deck, though, was pretty good. Would I recommend Doflamingo? I don't know. It's hard because, like, I've just watched so many games of Doflamingo that I don't know if it is. I don't really know. I think if I were to make a video, in a sense, man, I don't even know. Would I? Because, like, part of me on, like, making a video like that is, like, would I have myself and, like, hypothetical here, Eggman, right, teach how to play the game, or would I have, like, myself and my brother who doesn't know how to play, right? I wouldn't just make a video to make a video. I have, well, that's not really what you're asking me to do anyways, but, like, in order to make a video like that, I want it to be, like, the best introductory video ever. Yeah. Yeah, like, Dofi's base level could be super easy. Tempest, I don't know why I didn't get that notification. I don't know why there wasn't a noise, but thank you so much for using the Prime Gaming on the channel. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Arigato. Thank you, Tempest. I hope you're having a good day. Thank you so much for the Prime. I mean, you can see this now, chat, but I'm drinking a Rockstar energy drink because the gas station near me, Terribles. I live by a Terribles. And if you don't know, if you have the app, every Tuesday they, like, give you something for free for having the app and whatnot. And today was a free Rockstar drink. And two things could happen. One, I could crash. Or two, I could die. Or three, everything will be fine. I hope I don't die, though. But it's a Rockstar energy drink. No, I am not starting with Queen. I am not starting with Queen or Red, Green, Law or Teach. No way. Those are three decks that I don't even know how to play those. Yeah, Ploofy's pretty good too. But chat, let's start out with some games. Let's play some ranked. I am running Adam's version again. And I'm going to be getting some coaching here soon. So I need to play more games. I need to prep. I need to take data to help my the person who's helping me try to best provide the most useful info to me. So, and I don't know if they'll watch this VOD either watch this VOD of, you know, like me playing. Yo, off meta bros. Nice. Love that you got those two mats from Nen Garden. Which ones did you get? Did you get Cake Island and Don? If I had to take a guess, or did you get the Doflamingo one? I can't remember what it's called. Did you get that one? I assume you got the Whole Cake Island. But the second one, it could be anything. Like, they have Nen Garden has a super good Shanks deck. Nen Garden has a super good Shanks. Come on. Shanks deck. Also, the Whole Cake Island one is really, really good. The Doflamingo one's really neat. All right. Let's get the private room ready because I've already got a private lobby. Oh, you got the 4 Emperors mat. I love the 4 Emperors mat. Like, that one's so good, too. That one's also so good. It's like yes and no, Calvin. Like, I don't know if I would try to explain to a person the, like, tendencies of certain colors in the game. I just always go first, right? I think I just always go first against Ploofy. I'm pretty sure. Now, this is a matchup. I'm gonna mulligan. Yeah, I'm gonna mulligan. Dang, I was hoping for a 1-drop Nami, but I'll take a 1-drop Kaya. Adam beat 2 Ploofies in Pasadena on his way to his win at the regional. So he's got something in this deck that beats Ploofy, right? So I need good practice against Ploofy. This will be nice, because I think this is the first time since I've picked up Nami again that I've played against a Ploofy. Yo, day 5, Dominic. That's awesome. That's awesome. Best of luck, my friend. Keep up the grind. The biggest thing is just like playing more games. That's the biggest thing that I recommend to people. I wonder if I ever hanger. He could play a Zoro Juro next turn. I don't know what I get rid of in this, though. I think I might just end turn. In case he goes like 5-5. Or tries to. Yo, what up, chicken tendies? How are you? Oh, did play Zoro Juro. Did not use leader effect. I'm going to use Brick Fist, actually, in this next turn. Chicken tendies and pretty solid gaming. Thank you so much for following the stream. I'm going to go here. Resolve. I think I'm going to Brick Fist this away this turn. Those are a really weird sequence. I'm going to Brick Fist and then pass. I don't think I play Peel Off. I think I play Peel Off next turn. Ace and Nami due to how much more in line. Yeah, like Nami was like my first deck. And so fundamentally with other aspects of the card game, it's tough for me sometimes. Here's another 5. I think I just trash. And then I peel off next turn. Gonna leader effect. Brickfist is a 4, so it does not pop Sangoro. But I'll do that and then end turn. And I've got like Gavel. I've got Gavel, Love Mellow, and Spada, which is nice. Because with if I like Gavel first, or I mean, I guess I could Spada and then it looks like he's gonna swing with Law first. I'm probably taking a life this turn though. Got to figure out how to play some games. I'm kind of scared to go IRL at the moment. Do you have the? I assume you have the simulator, but the biggest thing that, well, I recommend. Hold on. 2 things. Yeah, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna Spada first. So I'm gonna mill 2 cards. So I think I put these there because I mill 2 with Gavel and I draw 1 with Love Beam. Yeah. That's probably my best thing right here. I kind of wanted to keep Hanger, but I think it's fine. Oh, I could put the... No, I'm not worried about Bong Clay. Okay. And then Love Mellow draws another Love Mellow. Yellow Purple Croc and Rosinante. That's awesome. They did this but didn't do anything to it? Well, I guess they thought maybe they could swing with Bong Clay, but that's not the case. I mean, they have a lot of counter in hand, right? So, like, this swing does not go through. I'm only worried about, I think, these 2 attacks, though. So I'm all right swinging 8. Force 2 cards out of hand right here. 2K, 1K. Dominic, it is possible on the phone. It does depend on what phone you have, though. So, what, if you don't mind me asking, what phone do you have? Yeah, like, I think it's available for Androids, not necessarily available for iPhones, I don't think. But you can do it on like an iPad. Those are definitely possibilities. Sim platforms, how to install them? No. Man, I wish I had Whitesnake right now. I wish I had Whitesnake. It would be so good. Whitesnake would be so good right now, the way that they're playing this. I'm going to take the first one. Okay. I think I'm going to go ahead, do this. I have another gavel. So they swing 2 more times. Oh, wait. They just went to 4. What? How did this happen? Oh, because they copied the Kaya. They copied the Kaya, and they only have 4 dons, so it was only 4,000. Wow. I'm going to go ahead and do this. I think I'm going to do this to have them pick up the Sangoro. I don't know if I want to go to 2 right now, but I'm going to go down to 2. I'm not really worried about these threats, I think. Because I just swing at this and it dies. I mean, he probably counters out of it, but I'll swing 5. Yeah, they shouldn't have selected any cards to copy. Yeah, I'm not overly worried right now, I think. I wonder if I ever Kaya again. I'm going to Kaya again. I might do this and then pass. Set myself up for Deathwink. A Nokia flip phone. I was scared to go to my first few times only to find the Vegas scene to be very... Yeah, like, I think most One Piece TCG scenes are super welcoming. They love new players, right? I have been in a couple different cities playing One Piece. I played a little bit in Kentucky and now in Las Vegas where I live. And most everybody seems like really genuine and really kind, right? So I think you can do that for sure. No! I have 20 cards left. I'm going to go ahead and get this value. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. I'm not worried about losing right now, I think. Yeah, I could just... No, another one? And then just over counter. Okay. So there's no more swings left. Ooh, Whitesnake going to be really, really good. The way that they've been playing. I still think I swing at this, though. I'm going to peel off first. $12. I could still lose this, though. That's the thing. Okay. Yo, what's up, Domo? You go first. Every locals this weekend. There's quite a few people who play Nami. I would assume that Nami is back on the map in terms of popularity from people. Because of because of Adam's win. Because I genuinely think, like, I mean, especially with the matchups that he played, Nami's definitely viable at this point, I think. Okay. 6. Seven. I could go 8 if I want. I think I want to pick up the Kaya, though. So I think Kaya more helps me to my win condition. Yo, Kibi, what's good? I hope you're enjoying your day, too. Yeah, like this one, I think I go here. And I pick up this Kaya. And then for this swing, I do Desert Spada to figure out what I'm top decking. I mean, it doesn't... I don't think it matters, actually, what I top deck. Because there's no more swings, and I just do this, and I go there and there. And then... swing again here. The simulator is called One Piece TCG Simulator. If you want to play it, you can join our Discord, link in the description below. I've got a link there that takes you to the like Google Drive that has the simulator in it. What OP11 leader do you think you're running? Jinbei says. First of all, Jinbei, welcome on in. What OP11 leader do I think I'm running? I would play over the law if you're playing 9 costs, yeah. What OP11 leader am I running? I like Katakuri a lot, so I'm going to be running Katakuri. Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty cool too, Brandon. Like, I learned Digimon when it first came out. Like, I came from Pokemon. There's some neat little, like, nuances in this game. I think I go Whitesnake and then... Or no, I go Spada first and then Whitesnake. Yeah. I might lose, chat. I guess I don't have to Whitesnake yet. Be draw one, trash one. I don't have any more peel-offs. And all 4 of my Kayas are in the deck. I've only seen 3 Impel Down All-Stars. There's a Spada in the top. So no Spadas left. I think I have 1 more rubber band missing. But this would be like pitching a Kaya, right? I'm going to use the trigger. I could go Whitesnake and then the 1, but how do I get out of this? I get out of this by just going 9, right? My endgame sucks. The problem is I have to pitch this Kaya. Yeah, I don't know how I win. I don't know if I can win. I don't know if I can win. Because I get rid of my last draw right here. This, like, has to be... I can get out of it if it's, like... I guess I play this for a trigger. So then I may have the opportunity to not lose the Kaya. Okay. This still leads to the same conclusion, though. Of nothing in hand. I needed this to be a trigger, I think. If this was like a draw one trigger of some sort, no, because I think the only way that this doesn't work is if he doesn't swing. Oh man, this stinks. Because I can only get to... I have to go like here and then there. $11. But I don't have any way to like draw out of the game. I'm 1 card short. Oh. I am 1 card short. Dang. I wonder what I could have done that game. I'll definitely give this game to Adam and say, what could I have done differently? Oh, wait. He has no Dawn up. Hold on. I doubt he gets out of 15. Yeah, swing 15K at lead. Yeah. I almost forgot. I almost forgot what my leader effect does. Because he has no giant. Yeah. GG. No, they disconnected before I could say GG's. Yeah, I forgot about the whole 15K for game. That's funny. All right. Ploofy 1-0. That Ploofy game though, they played it really weird. Not gonna lie. And then Ploofy 1-0. That game was real weird. 15K swing. Yeah, I mean, they were giving me so much counter, like, to keep the Uso Hachi alive. Like, there's no reason that you should be giving me, like, 8K counter in total to save, like, this Law or this Uso Hachi. Right? Yo, what's up, Prim, son? Thank you so much for jumping in. That was our first game of the day today, so... I'll take it. I'll take it. That was a nice one. That was a nice one. But I think somebody asked in chat before I almost threw that game. This is Adam's exact 50 that I'm playing. Yo, Mantraz. Thank you so much for following on Twitch. Appreciate it. Chat, we're 4 followers away on Twitch from hitting 2,600. So, if you like what you see here, hit the like button or the follow button. And if you're on Twitch, I don't know whether to take first or second. Win rate when going second? Is that what that said? So this is the win rate going second, so go first. I don't know if I have the... That's one of the things, like, I don't know whether to go first or second against Shanks. Go first. I think I definitely mulligan this hand. I have a peel off at least, but I don't feel good about this. Chad, would you have gone first or second? Clean living right there. I do have a Kaya. If I Kaya, he goes... If I Kaya, he goes 9 potentially, or plays Lucky Roo. Could also go like a 5-5. I think I'll hold right now and then play next turn. So I have been a big fan of Nami, but I took basically all of set 8 off of Nami, OP08, because of Dofi running around. But now, because someone that I look up to and a really good player, he won the a regional over this past weekend with Nami, I have aspired to get back into Nami. Oh, you say second. You say as Nami, you like going second. You think so too, Kibi? I don't know. Well, I just won't swing unless I can pick up the Kaya, so I think I'm good to peel off right now. I won't hang her until next turn. Or actually, I'll just giant gavel away the All-Stars. But I feel good right now because I'm playing the game. I wish I had a 1-cost Nami, but I know dropping 2 Impel Down All-Stars feels so good. Okay, they're still not doing stuff, so I will just do this and make them swing at him. End turn. So the game, Marios, is called OPTCG Simulator. You can join our Discord if you want. In there, I have in the trading card game section, there's a pinned message of the links to where you can download the game. I think I'm going to do this. Yeah, I think I'm going to pick them up. I'm going to be annoying. I think that's like fine to do because of I think that's fine to do because now the Lucky Roo is sideways, right? We do this. The Lucky Roo is sideways, and now I can swing at this Sanji. Trash card from deck. They have 10 drop? Yeah, they probably have 10 drop. If I have to take a life this turn, I have to take a life. Of course, yeah, Marios. They must have hated that card. Well, the thing is my... do I ever put Lucky Roo back? No, I think I'm okay. I don't need to trigger that. I could be really annoying, though. I could also use Apis, actually. But we'll go here and force him to use leader effect. Okay. I have 27 left. I think I want to use Apis. Pitch Nojiko Hanger. Fine. Didn't really find me exactly what I wanted. I could find another Apis, but I wouldn't use it yet. I think I'll just grab Nami. Go there, then end turn. Maybe. But like the hanger actively draws me cards. So how do I get out of this 12? Do I get out of this 12? I could just take the life. Yeah, because I want the rest for all these in case he plays another 12 drop down, right? So I'm fine with like taking one 12 drop swing. Okay. Roger. If I go 1... Man, I wish I had White Snake right now. If I go 1, 4, or 1, 3, 7. If I go, or wait, no, this is 2, 4, 8. So if I go like this, it could work. So I go here, trash, trash, there. I don't want to take more than one swing in the turn. And I don't think I have to this turn. Okay, not swinging. That works. I think I just pass. Pass with all 10 up. Got 22 left. So here's this. He's going to swing Roger, so I think I get out of the first one. Okay, I hate this. He swings Roger, I take this. Okay. I like the Love Mellow. I hate the rest of this, though. What is this, 9? So now he's going taller. I'm going to get rid of these two and draw off Mellow. I don't know if that's right, but... Gravity Blade doesn't really do me anything because I'm taking at least 1 life. Yeah, draw. Spada. I have a choice of whether or not I could just take. I wonder if it was better to, like, instead of pitching the Gavels, like, just pitch the Kai in my hand and Mellow. I don't know. I think I'm going to try to go aggro and end the game next turn. Because he swings this. Okay. All right. So I got that. I pitch that and that. Peel off. Kaya. Deathwink. Mellow. Kaya. I'm at 6. No, I can't win. I think. Mistakes have been made, chat. All right, good to know. Good to know. I cannot hit game from 15. GG. All right, concede. Close, but no cigar. I did try to go aggressive, though, and I think probably my thought of... My thought of doing, like, just going for game last turn was probably bad, and the double gavel peel off Kaya Mellow should have probably should have just like pitched Kaya from hand Mellow to draw, and then just tried to win on the defensive turn. That was probably way better. What's the... Hold on. One thing that I need to do right now, though, chat, before I get into another game, solo versus self. Sure. Keep. We're just going to go until I'm at 10 Dawn each. So, whose turn is it? You draw 1 card? Okay. So, the way that this goes, Kaya is 2. Bring back. This would be 4. Bring back. That would be 6. And that's like ideal if I have both brick fists. So 9. So this would be... No, this would be 8. So on 10, I mean, like, Kaya, 2, 4, 6, 8. That would be 4 Kayas right there. What's the most efficient thing that I could do? So 8. That would be Brickfist. 10. So the highest I can ever output is 12. In solo mode, you can tell whose turn it is by the blue light at the top or bottom of the screen next to the dawn area. The blue light. The blue light. Oh, this blue light. I see. Okay. I understand. Ackland. Ooh, nice. Good luck in your red-green smoker. I think you should ask the randoms for rematches to try to swap with it. Oh, no, we're playing ranked. We're playing ranked. 100%. It's not as if I was playing like if I was playing like these, then yes. But I'm playing ranked. So the most I can go is 8, 10, 12. And that's the ideal, right? 12 is the ideal of 4 Kayas and 2 Brickfists. If I go Kaya, Kaya, Brickfist, that's 4. Kaya, that's 6. Eight is peel off. And then there's 2. There's 2, so 8 for 8, and then there's 2 more for like 10, maybe, with like gavels. 10 to 12. So it feels like I at 15 or 14. 14 too aggressive. Can't go for game. So should have gone a more passive route of keeping as many things as possible to then win after I do the digging, to then win on my next turn. Yeah, ranked is pretty seamless on the sim. Yeah. I personally play, I think there's like a couple ranked ones. Yeah, there's like TCG matchmaking, but this right here, the OP Bounty ranked, is pretty good. I like it a lot. No, I'm not going to pick up second anniversary Kayas. They're probably too expensive. What's the price of them? We can look at the price if we want. Can you guys see my screen? You can't. Now you kind of can. Product line, One Piece. Yeah, I'm not paying $40 for one Kaya. No. I have the winter Kayas that I bought a while ago. That is sufficient for me. Oh, by the way, I've forgotten to... Yo, is that a subscription going on right now? I don't know who just did that, and I'm glad that I saw it because there was a noise. Echo Jams Mega, thank you so much for following. And Elastico Man, thank you so much for the Prime. Thank you, friend. Chat, if you have Amazon Prime, you can link your Prime to your Twitch account for free for a free subscription every single month. All you got to do is get that connection checked. You can subscribe for free every single month. Who am I playing? I'm playing Ranked Ladder. Oh, yo, Naruto Lava. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate it. Yeah, I like Winter Kai is the best, to be honest. You want them for your Rosinante deck? I want to play that Rosinante deck so bad that Kai posted. It's so funny. Oh, the deck. I'm playing Adam Cisneros' winning Pasadena list. The exact 50. Because Adam's going to be helping me here soon. Learn the game better and learn Kayan. So I'm just going to grind his deck. So then it's the easiest thing to coach. Do I want first or second against? I mean, I'm not choosing, but do I want first or second? They chose second, so I probably want second. I think I mulligan the hand. I feel like I have not seen a I have not seen this in hand all day today. Starting. I feel like I'm going to put this down, so I'm going to get rid of Gavel. I feel like I'm going to put that Nami down next turn. Yes, the Vanderdecken list. 100%. So I'll go here, resolve. And play this down, and I think I'm just going to pass, actually. You feel like Smoker wants first against Nami. Oh, 100% Kibi, and we've been in talks for a couple days now about. God dang it. We've been in talks a couple days now about like Nami, and I've been giving him a ton of information about like some of the things that I've been noticing about myself and like matchups and stuff like that. So, just trying to help him help me. You know, this is just a 2K, but they'll run out of cards eventually. Do I ever play Kaya here? No, I've got 3 swings coming next turn. I think I do this first. Dang it. I get mad every time I like pitch a peel off on life or the deck. Dang, look at all these Kayas, baby. I think that's fine. If I go bang bang, that's probably all right. Right? Man, now I don't want to pitch. Now I don't want to play the Nami. Just pass. Yeah, Smoker probably picked second to deny the draw. You're probably right about that. Okay. Do this first. These Sanjis are ticking me off. Trash. They could like swing 5-8, but that seems silly. Make them think I have Deathwink in hand. I don't. Gravity Blade could be nice. I think this is a turn where I'm okay doing Gravity Blade. End turn. I will only Gravity Blade on 10. But man, those guys did work. Okay. Rayleigh. Probably taking 2 life here. Yeah, I'm definitely taking 2 life. No trigger. I need that. Is there a world where I can Deathwink? might be a way where I can Deathwing, so. I have like, what, 20-some? 18? So this is a nice swing to start, because then I can do this. I should have done this first. Holy smokes. I think I lose. I have to put this on bottom. Yeah, I have to put that on bottom. Unless my life is something insane. Bing. That's pretty good thing to get off life, actually. No Hody, which is cool. Love Mellow also gets out of this. I'm too far away from pushing game, though. Yeah, take this. No trigger. Or do I do trigger? No, because 15 is too far away. 15 is too far away. We are going to take the tips that we gave ourselves earlier. I think I lose. Yeah, I lose. There's nothing. I don't think there's anything I can really do except like play hanger and draw one. I don't even think that's right. Yeah. GG. Huh. The Sanjis were really annoying. The Sanjis were super annoying. GG. Let's see. All right. Smoker. Definitely. Oops. Wrong button. I definitely struggle against Smoker. But I, at a regional, would not expect to play against Smoker. Actually, I feel like I'm going to... Oh, wait, no. That's wrong. I feel like I want to take off the counter. Take off the record. All right. Load. Yeah, because, like, especially so early, like, the thing that I need to do in the matchup is, like, play these two, right? Against, like, the Sanjis. Because it just, like, it prevents another swing. You know? That's a big thing, I feel like. But I also, in none of the 3 games today, have I started with a 1-cost Nami in hand. Another Shanks! I mulligan. Still no Nami. But now I have the going second curve. You're stoked for Smoker? Smoker is really, really cool. Nice. Good top deck. Smoker's really cool. I like that. I like the deck a lot. I was super excited when it did super well at the... Are you going to go 5-5? You sack if you do. I'll make him do it. Play Sanji. Come on, play Sanji. I hate you. All right, that's fine, though, because then they're not doing anything. Swing 1 lead. These events are fine. Probably want those back there. And then I probably Kaya. You gonna give me a lot? Force this leader swing to come here. Smoker in 11 does look fun. I haven't seen too much of Smoker in 11. I mean, I know it wins some, like some of the flagships and whatnot. All right, yeah, go for it. Yeah, give me those cards. I think I get rid of Hanger. Nami is tough to beat. It's just, are you playing Nami correctly? That's the big thing. Oh, you're just going to ignore this? Don't mind if I do. Trash. Yeah, don't keep this alive. Just swing at it. Boop. You won't give me more cards, right? I might play Nojiko, actually. Could just like White Snake, White Snake. White Snake, White Snake. What do I do from there, though? I'd have to depend on getting... No, White Snake wouldn't do anything for me. Maybe I just grab this so that I can gavel. I don't hate that play. So I have like a clean gavel, you know? I don't hate that. Pass. What is Kujaku? What card is that, chat? 12? You're just going to swing 12? Can I get out of 12? I don't think I can get out of 12. Because this is 13? Oh, this is 13. I'll go like there. Is that fine? I feel like that's fine. Do I always peel off first? I think I peel off first. I think my opponent's kind of frustrated. I think the responsible thing is grab Love Mellow, unfortunately. But I bought him 2 Kayas. I bought him to at least 1 Kaya. So this is the 3rd Kaya I'm seeing. I still have 24 left after this. I think it's fine to grab this. I think this is fine. Return. Pass. It's a Red Navy Searcher. Oh, that's the Peacock. Is her name Peacock? Dang. They KO'd my Nami finally. And they didn't swing. Alright. Fine by me. I'm gonna pass and play Kaya next turn. Is that Peacock? Or is that just like a misclick? Okay, well, if you're just gonna do this, I'm just gonna do this. Now I think I can Kaya, though. I'm just gonna churn butter at this point. End turn. Yes, you can Snake Dance with nothing on your board. What's your strategy to win with this Nami deck? The strategy is to run out of cards in deck. So basically, you're defending attacks left and right, and you're just trying to draw cards the whole game. That's the goal of Nami. Think I do this to try to find Kaya? Or peel off? I find peel off. Draw? Pass. Yeah, that's Peacock, yeah. I mean, that could be her name, Kujaku. That could be her name. I'm not that far in One Piece, so. They KO. Oh, no, they just give minus 1,000. If I go double White Snake in 7... Double White Snake 7... No, I'd still have to defend against all those attacks. So I should probably whittle my hand down a little bit. So here, I'm probably taking life, though. Here, pick up, resolve. So I'm going to be taking some of the bigger swings. That's fine. I could go like White Snake, 2K. And then take. Do that. Nice. I think I'm just going to take all this because I don't know how I lose the game at this point. Yeah, I win. GG. Phew! Yeah, so usually in One Piece, as soon as you hit 0 cards in your deck, you lose the game in One Piece. But with Nami, she has a special rule to where you actually win the game when you run out of cards in deck. So your whole goal of Nami is to run out of cards in deck before your opponent kills you at 0 life. It is the most unique leader in all of One Piece. It's the most unique leader and the most unique deck. If you want to learn how to play the game, I do not recommend playing this leader, because this leader doesn't actually... Well, okay, this is my words. I bet Adam may say something different. Adam, for anyone who doesn't know, is the person who won the regional this past weekend with this exact deck, the same 50 cards. I don't think this deck teaches you how to play the One Piece trading card game, because I think it plays a different game. So Taikomu, how do you queue up for a match that gets streamed? You're testing Purple, Yellow, Nico, Robin. On Thursday, we're going to do some viewer battles. Today, I'm just doing ranked ladders, so you have to snipe me on ranked ladder. Should have kept the Namis to search. No, I didn't really need them, Edwin, I think. Nami's fine, like, at the beginning of the game. I don't know. Once they start getting into a range where they can just, like... once they start getting into a range where they can just play Rayleighs, right? I don't think Nami is good to play on those turns because you don't get any value, whereas with Apis or Kaya, you get immediate value, right? With the on-play effects. I need to also log that game in the thing. There we go. I also don't think I logged it here. Yeah, give me back to 500. Give me back to 500. But yes, Thursday. So Thursday, what we're going to do, chat, is we are going to do viewer battles. And then if Mr. Voodoo is doing a tournament, we're going to enter in that as well. I don't know if he is, because he just got back from California, or is on the way back from California. I don't know if he's running one this week. I assume he is. I don't know if he is. This is the wrong Discord server. This is Vu's Discord server. Yeah. So on Thursday, we're going to start off with viewer battles, and then probably like an hour and a half to 2 hours later, we'll play the Vu tournament. Going second looks like a plus for Shanks all the time. What time the viewer battles? Yo, what up, Miko? It'll be 3:30, chat. For anyone who does not know, we stream every Tuesday and Thursday at 3:30 p.m. Pacific time. Same time every single week. And then Most Saturdays we also stream at 10 a.m., but I don't know if I'm going to be streaming this Saturday, actually, chat. Just simply because my parents are visiting. And if you don't know, my parents live literally across the country. So I see them like 2 or 3 times a year at most. So I am, oh my gosh, is the internet tanking? No, it's not. My chat just got lost. We're connecting the channels. Streaming. Please enable the channels here. Did Restream die? I'm still alive, chat, right? Can you guys put a 1 in chat if we're still alive right now? I'm going to move this over here. To activate chat, please enable channels. What does that mean? It says I'm still streaming. Thank you for the ones, chat. Thank you for the ones. Thank you. I guess I just got to put you guys side by side on my screen. Okay. I'll do that. I'll have to dual wield you, chat. I'll have to dual wield you. But, okay. Let me catch up on chat real quick. Thank you, Twitch chat. Thank you, Donovan. Maney, Domo, Wing. Then also Miku, Kibi, Sean. What's up, Sean? Any tips for newbies like you? You played Sim 30 games, only won 2 with Green, Purple, Luffy. Well, Green, Purple, Luffy is a difficult deck, Paydel. Green, Purple, Luffy is a difficult deck. One of the recommendations that I give, 86 TCG. That's a great anime, by the way. I love 86. It's one of my favorites. Thank you for also putting 1. Green, Purple, Luffy is a difficult deck to play, especially if you're newer to the game. So I personally recommend watching a lot of videos of other people first. So watch the other people, try to see what they're doing with the deck, you know, the tendencies, because with Green, Purple, Luffy especially, you have to be huge on Dawn management. It's a huge Dawn management deck with the manipulation that it has. So try to watch a lot. And also for tips on Green, Purple, Luffy, manage your Dawn wisely, right? I think the deck rarely ever hits 10 Dawn, but your magic number is like the 7-8 range, I think. Yeah, there's also friendly decks like Starter Deck 21. That deck is fun. But I want to have tournaments sometime soon, Kiwi, but not yet. I got to organize it. Also got to get like judges and stuff. Might just ask Miko to judge it. Pay Miko. Because I also want to pay the people that help me out. So like I would want to pay Miko. And I need funds to pay Miko. Alright, we're playing against Usopp. I think I've played against one Usopp. I do have a Nami in hand. I am going second. Does he ever swing 8? I think I keep. I think I keep for the Nami. Yeah, green purple is really fun when you figure it out. Green purple is really fun when you figure it out. Play yellow, let the cards do the work for you. That's not entirely true. That's a little true. Okay, so he's playing like 2-drop a Deo, right? Do I ever grab? No, I need to grab Love Love Mellow because this hand could go sour pretty quickly. That means I'm gonna bottom deck the Kaya, right? You know what? I'll top deck and then peel off. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. Do you have double Rebecca? Red Sanji. Ooh, Red Sanji's actually a really good call out. That might be a really good beginner friendly deck. Okay, I think I'm gonna draw because I'm power hungry. Grab White Snake. Probably do that. I only have one Dawn left, which is tough, but I think it's all right. I think he's going to swing the Rebecca at my Nami. He's going to swing something at Nami. There's no way he uses Zoro to KO the Nami. EBO2 Yamato. Ooh, I saw that Cross AI was playing Yamato in the Chinos Cup today. And I think he did pretty well, actually. I think he started out like 3-0. Very cool. I'm going to do this again. I'm going to be using place on top. I want an even curve, and I have a bunch of 2-cost events. I wonder if I ever pitch a White Snake. I think I pitch White Snakes. This is fine. Yes, the PRB leader paddle. I think I always swing here because if you block, you either have to give me a card or you put out a weaker body, right? Okay, you just let it die. Then I go here and I think I trash a White Snake. Yeah, because I think I want the events. I think I want the 1-cost events. Yo, that's awesome, Miku-san. It's always nice to like have somebody to play with. Especially when you get like new people into the game. It's always really fun. My girlfriend, when we were in Kentucky, she ventured with me to learn how to play because I was like, I want to play this so bad. Yeah, go for it. I could just White Snake. That's sick. Swing! But what I was going to say, before I rudely interrupted myself, I think I always Kai. I don't think I ever put 2 and swing. 1. I could put Frankie back. That seems funny. Because the Luffy, there's no way he's going to get 7. Right? To be able to do that. Do I get rid of Spada? I get rid of Spada. I'm going to keep the Nojiko available. I'm going to see how that works. Oh, I get it, Paddle. I get it. I could just like double White Snake right here. That feels okay. Next turn, I'm going to Op-Piece and get rid of Impel Down All-Stars for sure. I've not seen a Gavel yet. You Rebecca this turn? I bet they Rebecca. Maybe I pitch the Nojiko. No, I save the Nojiko for when they play Rebecca. Right? Trash. Dang. Brick Fist. I wanted that. They play the Rebecca right here, right? Sure. Seems like that was accidentally a mistake. Well, now I don't do Op-Piece, right? I just do Kaya. Deploy. I think I'm going to do... Well, first I'm going to do this. Give me a card. Give me a card. But I think I'm going to Nojiko away the Sabo. Minimize the amount of swings. Yes, it still works because Nojiko is 5. One of the things that I have to remember, because I've played a game against Usopp already, like since I've started doing Nami, is I have to remember this +1. Because, like, I remember there was I think it was a Frankie on field or a Zoro. And I accidentally brick fisted thinking I could do it, but it was it didn't work. Okay, I think I'm going to do this because I think I'm going to try to Deathwink for 1. I think next swing I Love Beam to help me decide on how I'm going to play with Deathwink. No, off meta bros. I agree with that. All power to you if you're trying another language. Like I can't imagine, even though I watch a lot of the Japanese championships and stuff, I can't imagine watching the Japanese championships and then from there trying to figure out, okay, this was pretty good. Trying to figure out how to play based on just like watching the cards. Like that's so tough. I live off of the translations on One Piece top decks. All right, so I feel pretty okay right now. We're still at 5 life, but if there's one thing that I know about Nami is that like sometimes when you're at this position, it just falls downhill so fast. Sorry, I got a text. Challenging part is knowing the opponent's deck. Yeah, I totally get that. What is the... Whoa, how did they do that? Wait, how did that happen? Don't look. Wait, what? I saw that they did a... What was that Usopp there? Oh. How did that... Also, how did that Usopp pop on screen? LOL. How did they do that? That's crazy. I've never seen that. Oh, no, I took! I wasn't supposed to take. Shoot, I'm getting mega punished. I was too busy thinking about how that Usopp popped on screen. Frick! What I wanted to do was I didn't realize that I already skipped the block phase. I wanted to just go... I wanted to go into the counter phase and then do... Oh, okay, they stopped. Stop swinging. Maybe I stop swinging at this so then they never get to 7. I'm going to do this and then I'm going to do this. I'm going to get rid of this, actually. End turn. The Usopp mind games. Yeah, it was actually just a distraction. But did anybody else see that Usopp that popped up? Do I have a button for... I don't think I have a button for a marker. Dang. I need to fix my stream deck. 6. I go you. I go you. There goes another peel off. There's an Asian English set coming in the East. Wait, really? What do you mean? Yeah, I wish they print more in general, to be honest. But I do agree with that. Like more languages, because Pokemon started doing that lately, where they do way more languages now, And it's so sick. Like, they're catching up China at this point. And it's been so nice. Yo, what's up, Lil Pound Cake? Watch him do the King Kong gun, Rhino. What's the Rhino Shi? I don't know what that is. I think I can get out of the swing, actually. Bring back Nojiko. Draw. Resolve. Nice! Got out of 16. Unfortunately, I don't have anything to do on my turn. Ooh, actually, maybe that was a mistake. Maybe I should have taken the life, because if he does King Kong gun next turn, that's tough. That's a good point. I do have the one-drop Nami. Maybe I put the one-drop Nami down. Pew. End turn. Put this down and do some searching. But yo, Lil Pound Cake, what's good? How are you, friend? Don't I see you on Blue Sky all the time. Rhino Schneider is a 1-cost event. 2K gives Banish with 10K in garbage. Oh. Gotcha. Well, he's only at 4 in trash, so I don't think I'm worried about that right now. Because he would have to, like... He would have to double Zoro and then some. I forgot that this guy attacks actives. Alright, fine. Sure. Buy me a turn, though. I think I am going to take this because I need something to go right now. I'm only at 8 left, so I feel pretty okay. Okay. I've got Love, Love, Mellow. We can get out of the next attack. Pew. Another Love, Love, Mellow? What is this? Ideo? I think I've got game. Give me a card. Yo, Lil Pound Cake, thank you so much for following over on Twitch. Appreciate it. I don't think that this one Dawn is needed, but I think I can just win out, right? Like, I just take the next couple life, assuming that he doesn't have that one event. Like, I just take the next couple life and then win. Maybe I also never swing. Confused at how Adam beat multiple Blackbeard pros. I talked to Adam after the tournament, after he won, and he said that he was favorable into Blackbeard. Because the Blackbeard matchup is actually not as easy as people think it is. Because, like, in order to win, he was explaining it to me. Okay, sure. Double attack is fine. Yeah. No trigger. Wait. Oh, he didn't have 15 in trash, so he didn't get the double attack. But, so I'll play Hanger and do this thing and then pass. But he was saying that, like, in order for Blackbeard to beat Nami, they have to find multiple My Era Begins and the Full OLED stage, right, to build up their trash. So the Jesus Burgesses that they find are super high powered. So they have to find the My Era Begins. They have to find the Full OLED stage potentially as well. They have to also, find like 2 Burgesses, right? And then for the 10 drop that they find, they still only have 1 swing. Right? 8 in trash. Draw. I guess I could have just won right away. GG. 2. Dang, it's actually difficult to like track your games. I'm gonna get rid of this counter on screen. Mostly because it's just, I have a lot of like things that I'm trying to track. And it's really hard to track that. Even though I have a winning record now. Yeah, and with the 10-drop Blackbeard. The 10-drop Blackbeard, you have to play it when you think that Nami is going to win on the Blackbeard's turn. But as Nami, you just play around it and try to just survive the turn, right? And then you win on your turn, right? Whether that's, you know, Sanji Pilafs or things of that nature. Hanger, right? Hanger's probably pretty good in the matchup. So, yeah, and they have to find all of those, and Blackbeard has to find all of those cards in that exact kind of like order, while also never getting a life, which is a huge reason why Blackbeard is good, because the reason that Blackbeard's good and is so consistent is because they can like choose a lot of times when to take their life, and it acts as like a draw system, right? Yeah, Kibi. And also Adam is probably extremely experienced in the matchup. Like he probably tested at least 100 games of the matchup, I would assume, before he went to that tournament, right? So he was probably down. And plus Gravity Blade right in here. So like Nojiko, right, if they don't use their on play thing, Nojiko and Brickfist is active to keep Burgess off the field. Gravity Blade, Raging Tiger, you got 2 Burgesses on the field. They're immediately to the bottom of the deck, right? So there's a lot of interesting stuff in here about that matchup specifically that once again make it like much more difficult than some people think. And I just love that this card's in here. This is one of my favorite cards. It feels so good to draw 2 off Deathwink. It feels so good to draw 2 off Deathwink. It's like my favorite card in the deck. Actually, wait, let me pull that back up because I remember that the ranked thing is right here. But chat, I hope everybody's having a good day today. Thank you so much for joining, especially the rocky beginning of us and our internet like freaking out for a second. Well, it wasn't even our internet freaking out. It was like my connection to the streaming in general. Paste this code. Okay. Good luck, have fun. Wait, do I go first or second? Chat. I go first, right? Yeah, go first. Mulligan. Yay! The rest of this hand, though, is okay. Peepo wave. Yeah, I'm sure that Adam tested a whole bunch against his buddies, like playing Blackbeard. He also went 2-0 against Purple Luffy, so that's pretty cool for him. Attack. I think I grabbed this. Rubber band. I'm definitely probably doing Nojiko next turn, right? Because you could go to, you could take a life, go to 5, put Sangoro down. Return. There. First to take away is his turn 2 Fordon play. Yeah, like make him go to 5. Yo, D1, what's good? How are you, friend? What's up? What's up? This person knows who I am. I don't know. I don't remember their screen name. Dang, I wish I had a thing. I can't save it. So, unfortunately, to the bin it goes. Yeah. And now, Chad, we become annoying. Now, Chad, we become the villain. I feel like Nojiko, when they do 5, is really good. Right? They definitely... Luffy Taro. No, they're not going to Luffy Taro. Okay. Can you do this multiple times a turn? No, you can't. So this is the Rush Luffy, so they're going to double Juro. I could Brick Fist next turn. I feel like this is fine. Put that back. Could I do Appies? Put away Spotted Giant? Like, get a card out of my deck? I don't know if that'd be good. The main reason I want to do that, though, is just to be able to draw off Love Love Beam. I'll end turn. I won't do it. Just to try to see. Luffy Taro. Okay. So here's where I gotta start defending now. Oh. Or I could bounce back the Sangoro again. That's probably fine, right? Do I stop being annoying? I'm going to do it again. Do I peel off, though? I don't think I peel off, though. I think I just end turn. I save peel off for next turn. I think right now I just kind of hold on. The problem is I haven't done anything, though. So this is probably like one of the points where I'd be like, how do I go in through this now? 11? I probably take 11, right? This would be 9, 10, 11. I think I take. No trigger, but we're definitely doing this next turn. I think. Being annoying can be fun. I just think that this strategy is maybe a little bit too slow. Yeah, this is an interesting situation to test. I agree. Because, like, literally, what have I done? I have done Nojiko, Nojiko, Brickfist, Gravity Blade. That's crazy. I have not done anything yet. They have gone to 1 life. Do I ever just, like, swing 15 per game at a certain point? They're still not doing anything. Now I think I A-piece. I think we're at a point to where, like... Oh, use card action here and here. Do you find Kaya? Maybe I find Pilaf. I can only grab either Kaya or Pilaf. I think I grab Kaya. I think I grab Kaya. Peel off later. But peel off now. And then pass. Yo, buenas noches, Kraken. Or buenas tardes? Buenos tardes. That's probably the better one to say. Yo, what up, Logan? No, I feel that. When I first saw Gravity Blade and I was first like, when I was playing on, what was it, Sunday that we played the Wimmy tournament, I was like, when do I play Gravity Blade? But I think after playing like 20 games or so with the deck now, I think I've kind of figured it out a little bit of when to play it. Yeah. I usually only play it at like 10 dawn, I think. I'm taking this swing. I don't think I ever not take the swing, right? Because sure, 12, 10, 11, 12. I can't let them all go through. Do I just double gavel? That's probably fine. What else do I gavel, though? Whitesnake? Whitesnake's not really going to help me, I don't think. Trash. Do you think it's worth to run pudding for big hands? No, not really, Iska. I don't think so. Because, like, your opponent's just going to build up a big hand again. I think I'd take this one. And then get around everything else. Okay. Beloff? Kaya? Hey, get rid of that. Pass. I don't know how I'm doing. I would love for Adam to review this game. Helps the most against Blackbeard? I don't know if it helps the most against Blackbeard because they just turn on... There's a point to where they turn on leader effect a lot, right? To prevent you from using Kaya and like Apis. I feel like I just take some of these. Because I'm like 14? Sure. But I mean you can use it against Ploofy. It would just... I just don't know if it really helps them. It would help them if you think... Or, I mean, it would stop them if you think they're going to go Luffy Taro, but, like, they probably leader effect the first turn and leader effect again to go into Luffy Taro, so you're probably using up, like, 4 of your 5 Dawn that you have to make that play. And I don't think that helps you win. I think I need to get rid of White Snakes. Deathwing's pretty good, but I don't think I can use it here. Get rid of a Love Mellow. I think I'm going to try to Deathwink. Oh, there's a gnat in front of me. I got him. I think I just take this again. Draw 2. Okay. This is where I should have kept the White Snakes. Because I just White Snake 3 times. 4 times potentially. And then they can't get out of it. So... 2, 4. Here. Trash. Here. Trash. Here. Trash. I think I actually just lose. Yeah, I just lose because I can't draw enough. I can't stop all these swings. I should have kept the White Snake. I should have kept the White Snakes and just like White Snake, White Snake, White Snake, White Snake. Like a whole bunch. Yeah, I lose. I was feeling okay. Maybe I was a little too passive in the beginning. Right? Drat. So Ploofy, we're 1-1 today. Yeah, I thought it'd be okay, but I probably... Yeah, like, what I should have done is I should have just used all the white snakes to basically, like, nullify everything else in his turn. But using up the white snakes only gets me to 8? But it nullifies the 3, like, the Zorojoro, the Sangoro, and the leader. And all I have to do is guard out of the, 1 Luffy. Yeah, that probably would have been way better. That probably would have been way better. The practice is going good, Kraken. It's going good. It's been nice to play, and I feel like I've done some good things. I feel like I could do some things better, but I feel like it's been good. We've actually gained bounty. I think we're about like 500. We've gained elo in the ranked ladders, so that's pretty nice, I feel like. But chat, I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick because it's been, I don't know, 2 hours or so. And I haven't gone to the bathroom yet. So I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick. Thank you so much for watching. Hold on to your butts. I'm going to play some advertisements so then you all don't get advertisements in the middle of the games. Chat, go get a drink of water. You probably need it. I'll be right back. Oh no, the video's not playing. Chat, I am going... Hold on, we're going to restart that. Chat, I am going to grab a drink of water. I will be right back. Hold on to your butts. There we go. Okay. No, it's turned down. Okay, restart. All right, now, chat, I'm going to the bathroom. I'll be right back. I know you guys are huge fans of Nen Garden, and they're sponsoring today's video with a giant deal going on right now. They've currently dropped their spring collection, releasing 3 new designs. If you're into One Piece, they've got the Whole Cake Island mat, which is beautiful with so many details. If you're looking to get into the Gundam trading card game this summer, they've got a beautiful, wonderful mat on the way, and also just anime fans in general can enjoy this Dandadan mat. They've got a spring sale going on right now, especially with the 3 of their new designs that they've put out, to where you can use the spring sale code for a buy one get one 30% off deal. And the cool thing about this deal as well is not only can you save money with the buy one get one 30% off, but you can also stack my code Atrocious to help support the channel and also save a couple more bucks. It's a great deal that's not going to last long, so make sure that you go click the link in the description, go ahead and get yourself some of the best mats in the TCG community. Anyways, back to the video. Okay. Back to games chat. Chat, how's your day today? Anybody have a fun day today? Let me know. What do you mean, LOL, this ad? Nengarden is a great friend, so I will definitely promote them. They're a good friend. I love Nengarden. They've been so kind to me. I can never take sim games seriously, though. I mean, I don't take ranked games as in, like, this is the best form of practice that I can do. Especially because, chat, I won't lie, I am low elo. I don't play ranked a lot. Oh, trying to start the ad. Yeah, trying to start the ad, Miko. That's a whole different story. But I still think ranked sim is good because it's people taking it seriously. You know, I would assume. Much more seriously than, like, random lobbies. I don't mind doing random lobbies, though. Sim meta isn't real. It can hurt me. Slept all day. Watched some Fishman Island. Ooh, are you watching, like, the redone Fishman Island arc? If you don't mind me asking. Or, like, the regular one. Usopp again. Did I go first or second against Usopp? I go first. No, I'll go second. Yeah, I'll go second. Mulligan. Nice. One drop. Love to see it. Love to see it. I have nothing to stop a swing, though. I have nothing to stop. I do have stuff to stop two. I have something to stop the swing now. End turn. Yo, dude, what's going on? You made enchiladas for lunch. Ooh, for lunch, I had some, I think I go here. Trash. Shoot, I wanted that love mellow. Go there. My girlfriend made some great food last night. So I had that. Do I ever grab this? Yo, Chance! What's good, Chance? How are you? I wonder if I ever... Snake dance? Yeah, this is probably fine. Do I ever Kaya? I feel like I want to Kaya this turn. Yo, Chant! Thanks for, and also Proteus. Thank you so much for following. Chat, we've hit our follower goal, PogChamps. We've hit our follower goal on Twitch. And Chance, thank you so much for checking your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account and connecting the two to get a free Twitch Prime sub every single month to your favorite streamer that you manually have to do. I appreciate you sending that over to me. I think I pick this up. Boop. Annoying. It's me. And then I go here. I could brick fist this. That's probably fine. I think I am. No! Okay, I pick up Kaya. I forgot he's a 5! I'm so silly. Do I ever put this... I think it's more valuable to go here. Or actually, do I never swing at the characters? Ooh, gave me a 2K for that. I don't even know. Yeah, I can't brick fist. Ice is nice. I gotta remember that. I said that earlier in the stream that you just can't do that, but I'm an idiot, so... I'll go ahead gavel now. No! Shoot. I'm going to take this 5 if you swing it. Swing it? No, he didn't swing it! Heck. Kaya. I wonder if I just don't swing at their characters. I know, I wish you could auto-renew the Prime as well, but there's got to be like something... There's got to be like a legitimate reason why they don't allow you to do it. Is that Gravity Blade? Red Rock? Red Rock Kaya, right? Okay, so I have a Kaya at the bottom. I have pitched 2 Pilafs! There's a Kaya. Nope, doesn't work like that. I'm really taking way too much life this turn. That would be a 10. I needed this. I feel like we've strongly thrown this game. Take my Linlin to regionals and store championships. I take it seriously. Wait, what? I take my... Oh, log pose. I think I do these two. Or do I do these two and then maybe whatever Whitesnake does? Here? You always go 2K, 1K, right? I think they always go 2K, 1K. I don't know if it's ever like worth swinging that. End turn. I only get punished if they do like a gum. Maybe I should never swing at Usopp. Also, can you stop red rocking? Please. Draw. I have to do this, right? I think I've lost. There's no way I win this game, right? I've had 2 Pilafs in there. That is what has kept me in this game. Do I ever just take this? No trigger. I gotta get rid of Gravity Blade, I think. I don't think Gravity Blade helps. End turn. Alright, show me the King Kong gun. Swinging 11 here to start is weird. 8, 10. 10, 12. Yeah, I just lose. Trash. Trash. Trat. Usopp 2-1. I definitely... I wonder if I got too greedy with Usopp here. I got nothing in hand, buddy. Oops. Did I say good luck to him at first? I don't even know if I did. GG. Dang. I probably threw a little bit. I probably threw a little bit in that game. Usopp lost his best matchup in OP10 and it's just a fun locals deck now. I don't know. Usopp did pretty well this past weekend. Usopp did better than I thought it would. Nami versus Usopp, most even match matchup you've ever experienced. I bet there's some truth to that, actually. It does kind of feel like an even matchup. Like, one's not really swayed to the other. I mean, I've only played a very limited games against Usopp. But I think I'd agree with that statement. Man, chat, I have not been drinking this this thing too fast. What was I thinking about? What was I thinking about? I don't know what I was thinking. Another chat. Another. Chat, later in the stream, we will be going over the regional results. Talking about the meta from the 4 regionals that happened, as well as maybe looking at some deck lists on top of that. Oh, another Usopp. All right, let's see if we can get the revenge. Do I go first or second? First. Mulligan. I have a Kaya. Everything else in this hand sucks, actually. Not really. Do I ever Apis instead of Kaya? I wonder if I Apis. No, I need to keep this around because he has a lot of 4s that he's going to put down on the field. I have to do something, though, right? That works. I have no counter events, chat. Rest in pieces, Ice Age. He's another go first leader. Mildly over dramatic, but the fan affected. No, it did. He was the biggest loser out of the ban list. Do I ever just peel off and hope that the counter carries me? Is it ever correct to do that? Or do I just do this and feint that I have a counter event? I think it's fine to do this. I think this is fine. Shoot. It kind of worked. Peel off? Peel off. Peel off gaming. End turn. The problem is the gravity blade. Okay, so he's not... I only have one swing to look for right now. He got a Rebecca and a Luffy. So he has this and Gum Gum Bolt Pistol for sure. For sure. I think I Kaya. I've seen 3 Impel Down All-Stars. Stop. I think next turn I can Gravity Blade, though. End turn. Okay, Rebecca, Kiros. You play over Leo for sure. Another one of those guys. I definitely get rid of Frankie Zorro, though, right? Donovan! Donovan, thank you so much for 2 months of the Prime Gaming. Not just 1, but 2 months of fun and games. Why did I say that so sinisterly? What am I doing? Am I doing Apis for Spada Apis? Sure. I can find a Kaya. Kaya, Nami. I could put a Nami back down. No, there's no way. Nojiko can put... like Frankie back in hand. That's one less swing. I have White Snake, so I'm not overly worried, I think. Two, four. I think I grab this, to be honest. End turn. I don't know why it just popped up. Did I sub like 2 hours ago? Sometimes it takes like a second or two, you know? Okay, this is where I white snake and then do this. Trash. Love mellow? There's a peel off. Do I have her gravity blade? Another 6. White snake. The problem is I'm taking no swings, actually. Sick. I definitely think you should have swung. Draw 2. Do I ever get rid of the gravity blade? I'll pass. I don't know. I wonder if I'm just thinking too much about Deathwink. So he's only at 5, so he can't do the thing. But draw, that's pretty nice. So I could do this. I could draw into another love. No, I need to draw into rubber band. Pitch there, the next swing, love beam to draw into rubber band, and then I use rubber band. Shoot. Probably do this. I guess I could do another. Go 9, 10, 11. Or 10, 11, 12. So I can only match, so I'll just take. Because I'll see all of those 3 here in the next turn. I wish I could listen into your upcoming lesson with Adam. Would you stream it? No, because it's a one-on-one coaching session, and technically he loses out on money and his hard work if I stream it. So although that would be sick and that would be cool, I don't think that would be fair to Adam. And I won't ask him. I will, though. I will probably, though. I think I'm going to get rid of Gravity Blade. I don't think I have any use for it. I have too many cards. I should have gotten rid of a Love Mellow instead of Hanger. I will, though, probably make a video on my experience of coaching, especially with Adam. So, yeah, I should have freaking kept it. Put this back in hand because I can't put any of these back. Now I can go like this and this. Take this first one. Okay. Yeah. It's now there may be some things that he is okay with me sharing. But like it's yeah, I would not stream the entire coaching session unless we were doing a like collaborative promotion. Oh, he's going to do a lot. He's going to do oh, he's not going to do double attack. I thought he was going to do double attack. I get out of this for sure. Cuz I don't want to take 2. I only want to take 1. This is 8. That's 13, 14. I think I got to do that. And then I'm taking this swing probably, but that's fine. Pew. All right, ladies. And by ladies, I mean my 3 Kayas. Let's swing. I feel like this game's pretty close. 10 left? Can we get there? I don't know if we can get there in turn. It's going to be pretty close, I think. I think it all depends on what my white snake draws. And this trigger. I get out of the first one, I think, right? So I go... Here, 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 trash. $11, $12, $13. Trash. And then right now I can draw off Deathwink. Trash. Woo! I have a gavel. If this is a draw 2, I win. If it's not, I lose. I think I win. No, I don't win. Trash. Oh, I swing 15 at face. $15! Do you have the counter? Oh my god. Is he gonna do it? GG. Holy smokes, that was close, chat. That was close. Swinging 15 face is so fun. So fun. Whew. It's tiring, man. Yeah, so I think well, I think Nami has like a base, right? I think Nami has a base. 4 Kai is a base, 4 Nami's a base, 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 base. And so the other cards, right? The Deathwink, the Brickfist, Nojiko, Hanger. I think, honestly, Apis is probably a base. I usually think this is a base. And you still have a couple copies of it. But, like, Flex. So there's really, like, what is it? 3, 5, 7, 8. There's, like, 8 cards that are teched, right? I know the Nami 1K won me the game. There's 8 cards that are considered, like, kind of flexed in for the meta, right? Because Hanger's been in the deck for a while, I feel like. So you could even say 6 if you wanted to. What do these cards do? And what is the meta looking like? So I think most everybody would assume that Blackbeard, Shanks, and Plouffe are really good for the meta, right? I also think top players knew that Doflamingo was still a good deck, right? So, what do a lot of these things have in common? Right? Great into Blackbeard, right? Allows you to draw a card on an activate main, which is really good. These 3 things get rid of bodies on the field, so that's less swings that you have to deal with. Especially with Plouffe and Dofi, Deathwink, like they're gonna allow you to get very few cards in hand, right? There's gonna be a point where you have barely any cards in hand. So, at that point, Deathwink is a viable card because there's so much like Swarm and like hand starving, right? Overwhelming, that even if you have low cards in hand, you play this and you can draw 2 off of it, right? Instead of like doing a snake dance to where you may get out of the swing, but you don't really net a lot of cards. You get like one of these characters back in hand, but this is ultimately more valuable because it draws you cards in a sense. So it's like, because like, I think because of those factors and like looking at the meta, and if you look at like even Shanks, right? Like Shanks has aggro builds with the starter deck 21 and like a bunch of rushers and stuff like that. And this kind of stuff works in that same facet of like, well, you don't really want to put rushers back in hand, but, well, maybe you do sometimes, but, of like being annoying and kind of controlling, you know? And Deathwing Trigger, yeah, Deathwing Trigger. When I was playing Nami a lot in like OPO 7, Deathwing Trigger is huge, right? Nami is extremely difficult to pilot, Iska. I think it is the most difficult deck to pilot in the game. I think it's, at least in terms of the meta leaders, I think it's probably more difficult than Blackbeard, but I think it's close. I think like if someone were to argue with me and say, no, Blackbeard is way worse to pilot, or more difficult to pilot, I don't think I'd argue too much. Because like mismanaging your Dawn on the counter events can lead to life going away, right? Using Kaya too early could pinch your hand size enough to where that they can take life. So yeah, I think Nami is extremely difficult to pilot, which is why only a select few people play it, even when it's really, really good. Is Kuja Pirates Nami the play when the 6K Luffys come out because of the blocker? I don't know. I mean, I don't know why exactly he cut the Nami. Or, I'm sorry, the Marguerites. I don't know why exactly he cut the Marguerites. But with the 1 Dawn Swing 7 plays of the upcoming, like, blue-purple Luffy, maybe there is some viability about, like, putting the Marguerites back in so then you have a block instead of giving up 2 cards, right? Like 2 of these 1-cost events, or like a gavel, which is, you know, you have to pitch another card off of it. Yeah, Black Yellow Luffy, I think, was also up there in the conversation of like top 5 most difficult decks to pilot. I do agree. Yeah, I was super surprised to see Snake Dance go down to 2. But I think the reason is because it doesn't really net you any cards. Yes, the trigger is so good, right? Returning a 5. But I think you already have enough cards, aka this one, that you're just depending on to be in life. So, I don't know. I think you have to look at the card for more of its counter value. And just like 2 Dawn for only really getting back, because like think about how many times we've used Snake Dance for picking up no characters, right? We've used it probably about half the time. Half the time that we've used it, we've not picked up a character at all, and that's because there's just so much removal in the format. To remove the blockers, right? To remove, you know, the Kayas that you put on field, the piece that you put on the field, stuff like that. So I think that's kind of the reason, in combination, of why the Kuja Pirates engine went out, essentially, almost. Now, to be fair, when you do get this offer, if it does hit in life, it's really good and it's really nice. But I think you're more so trying to, I think like these are just kind of better in a sense. I really like Nojiko. But the brick, yeah, it's like a really interesting thing. And that's just my thoughts. I haven't talked to Adam yet about those, but I'm sure we'll talk about one of those things. But yeah, I remember a lot of times as Logan saying, like, before the bans, like in OP07, where like I wished I could cut the blocker. like yes, it drew 1, but it was 3 Dawn for 1. 3 Dawn for 1. Kind of, yes. You're like on the right track. The thing is, so can you guys see the event text? You can. Okay, so look at Rubber Band, for example, right? If I have 1 card left in deck and you play 10-drop Blackbeard and you negate my leader effect and I have 1 Dawn up, right? And you only have 1 swing available to you, right? Maybe it's a 5-drop Blackbeard. You go ahead, swing your 5, and I have to counter out of it, but the only counter I have in hand is Usopp's Rubber Band of Doom. On Usopp's Rubber Band of Doom, it says, then you may trash the top card of your deck. So, the trashing the top card of my deck is not a requirement. I can opt not to if I wanted. Same with Gavel, right? Gavel says you may trash the top 2 cards of your deck. So, I could just choose not to trash the top 2 cards of my deck, right? The only events that I use that force me to draw 1 card is Love Beam and White Snake, right? And I guess Deathwing does too. Yeah. So those are the only events that that force me, I believe, to draw a card. Yeah, because it says then draw 1 card. It's not then you may draw 1 card. So, like these 2 events specifically right here, I can choose whether or not I want to draw 1 card. So, yeah, it depends on the event. It depends on the event. But you definitely want to play a 10-drop Blackbeard to negate Nami's win condition when you think they are in a position to where if they play anything, they're going to win, right? I think that's like a good time to do it, you know, with 1 left. Because you force them to be like, all right, now win without decking out right now. Yeah, definitely these 2 are BB techs. They're perfect for getting rid of or preventing you from having what's that guy called? Burgess. Especially this. This is huge against Burgess. Because you bottom deck 2 Burgesses, and it's like it's not game over, but you'll never see those cards again, probably. And if you do, it'll take a really long time. What were the Nami matchups this weekend at Pasadena? Let me pull up Adam's Twitter. I know he tweeted it. I know he played against 3 Blackbeards and 2 Ploofies. I think it was also a Yellow Kid. Okay, here it is. All right, here are his matchups. By the way, follow him on Twitter if you're on Twitter. So 2 Ploofies. He played against 2 Ploofies, 3 Blackbeards, 4 Blackbeards actually. He played against 4 Blackbeards and he beat them all. Oh my god, man. I thought he played against 3, but he played against 4. Shanks, Bonnie, and Yellow Kid. I think Bonnie is a favorable matchup, so really nice he hit that in the finals. I think Shanks is generally a favorable matchup. That's me personally. Yellow Kid, I'm not sure, but I feel like it could be favorable if you manage your life wisely. And your hand Dawn, whatever. And then I assume that Blackbeard and Ploofy were not good matchups, but he talked to me afterwards and he said that Blackbeard he thought was a good matchup for Nami. So, he's the GOAT. He's the guy that knows what he's doing. Yeah, absolutely insane run. Absolutely insane run. It's crazy. Insane. Insane. All right. Chat, do you want to go ahead and look at the regional results over this past weekend? Alcaz. Thank you so much for following over on Twitch. I got to get a new Twitch follower goal, chat, because we completed our Twitch follower goal today. Thank you so much for over 2,600 followers. And also another follower who needs in. Who needs? I'm going to just say that. And thank you so much for following as well. I was happy to see the Bonnie finals only for Nami to be there. I know it stinks when you match up against Bonnie in the finals and then all of a sudden they just stomp you, and, you know, because it's a bad matchup for Bonnie for sure. Yeah, UK was insane. First and second with Lim. I know in Pasadena, Lim also got 9th, which was pretty sick in my opinion. Oh, I should have changed overlays. Okay. Chat, I'm going to run some advertisements real quick on the Twitch and YouTube side because I'm going to set up, I've got some stuff for the looking at the statistics. Oh, that's my matchup spreadsheet. I've got some stuff for looking at the statistics that I'm going to pull up. And so we'll look at those, chat. We'll look at those. I took some statistics earlier today. So I'm going to run some advertisements real quick, chat. So if you get an advertisement, that's why. But for those of you that are not seeing the advertisement right now, whether you're on YouTube Premium or you're subscribed to the Twitch channel or you have Twitch Turbo or you're a YouTube channel member. I think YouTube channel members don't get advertisements. Was my chat reconnected? Oh, yes, my chat is reconnected on there. So now I can have you guys in one place. Nice. I like that for me. That's nice for me. Nami's the reason why you run 2 Zoros in your list? 100%. Actually, can I do this to where I only see... Yes, I can. Nice. Okay, I'm going to do it this way. But, let me change the overlay now to this. Perfect. Perfect, chat. All right. Twitch is back. Twitch, you guys are back. Welcome back. Hello. I hope you're having a great day. I have a call that I have to make after stream today. So. Mixing both chats like a kid at McDonald's with 2 flavors of the soda machine. Chat. Why are you saying like a kid, Kibi? I would do that now. Actually, to be honest, I don't think I've done that in a really long time. What is it called? A dirty soda? Is that what those are called? Or is a dirty soda when it has alcohol in it? One of the two. But I haven't done that in a while. I guess I have kind of done that recently though. So like in Las Vegas, there's a couple of those like Mormon Utah soda shops where they mix sodas and syrups and stuff in your drink. So you get like an unconventional soda. It's like a fancy soda. And I've done that a couple times here in Vegas. So that's the closest thing that I've done to that. You mix soda with juice though. Dirty soda is like when it has... Oh, so that's what I'm talking about then with the Utah soda shops. Those are dirty sodas. Got it. Thank you, Nene Quest. Also, I hope you're having a good day. Donovan, I still do that Sprite with Powerade. I need to try that. I haven't had that in a while. Maybe next time that my girlfriend and I go to the movie theater, because we always get a drink at the movie theater. You have to get at least a drink. Maybe we'll put... Because a lot of times we usually get Sprite. Maybe we'll do Sprite and Powerade, Gatorade, whatever. You gonna go back to Lim after seeing that regional Lim? No, Ape. I'm going to... I mean, I'll definitely update my deck list, but I'm going to Nami. I'm gonna be a dirty Nami player. A dirty, gross, degenerate Nami player. Stream has been good. Yeah. Coping Usopp as usual. Usopp, in my opinion, had a pretty decent weekend. It had a pretty decent weekend. I don't know if it's necessarily Cope. I don't know if it's... I think my placement of Usopp was fine. It may go back up. I'm not sure. But anyways, chat. We're going to be going over these results, and I think I'm going to put it out on a YouTube video. I think I'm going to put this out on a YouTube video. We're going to talk about these results. We're going to talk about the format. And we are going to talk about kind of maybe what surprised me personally, maybe what surprised you guys. Because I think, isn't Paris Regionals? Hold on. Isn't Paris Regionals coming up? Isn't that like next weekend? Events. Competitive. I know you guys can't see like half of the screen right now. Offline Regionals. Oh, Peoria's this weekend. Yeah, Peoria's this weekend. What day is it today? 15? So, there's France this weekend. Yeah, there's France and, is there other ones? Latin America? Does Latin America have one? No, next weekend. Latin America does. And Oceania is next weekend as well. So, there's still 2 regionals next weekend. So, what were they again? France and Peoria? Oh, yeah. Some of my friends are going to Peoria. Some of my friends are going there. I want the new Rosinante leader to be good, too. I want to play that leader so bad. He's good for sure. Shanks matchup is getting closer and closer. It's actually Ploofy that gives you the most trouble now, especially if they chain Gum Gum Giants. Yeah, I think just anytime Ploofy chains Gum Gum Giants, it's tough. It's tough. Ooh, actually, chat, do I just go full screen to start the video? Why is this so bright? Darken. We'll do this first. What is the sticky note? Oh, yeah, this is Nanashi if they want to rematch on Thursday. That's right. I'm sure the Rosinante ult is going to be so good. But, all right, chat. I'm going to record the YouTube intro. I hope it's not cringe. I hope it's not cringe. And then we'll go into the chart. I'm going to do the intro first, and I'm not going to look at chat for the intro, or at least talk to you guys for the first, like, 2 minutes, I guess, that I record this intro. And then once we go into this, then I'll start interacting with you guys as normally as I'm jumping around. But, yeah, the local metas are cool. I mean, I don't put, like, too much stock into the store championships, but I think, like, some lists that I see from the store championships, and especially if they post the matchups that they play, are really interesting. But especially because we just had 4 regionals, like, I'm just all in thinking about the regionals, right? All right, chat, I'm going to start this. Chad, let me know your favorite color. It can be the color of your favorite One Piece leader. It could be not that. I don't know. Anyways. OP10 format kicked off after the ban list in the One Piece trading card game with an exciting 4 different regionals happening across the world. Pasadena, London, Virginia, and Athens over in Greece. A lot of people were really... I'm going to stop shuffling these cards in my hand. A lot of people were really curious about what the top decks were going to be, and there was a lot of conversation around some archetypes, especially ones that were hit with the ban list and who benefited the most from the ban list. You've probably seen videos... Wait, how do I want to say this part? Especially since there's regionals coming up in both France and Peoria this upcoming weekend, a lot of people are looking at all these videos and these results and thinking to themselves, what do I need to know heading into this upcoming weekend, different store regionals, big tournaments that I've got coming up in this format, especially before EBO2 comes out. Yeah, I think that's all I need for the intro. Or, well, I guess I have a sponsor. I have a sponsor that comes up, so I'll do. I'll talk about the. No, I won't talk about the sponsor. I'll just segue it to the sponsor. But before we go all the information in this video, let's hear from a word from our sponsor. Chad, the sponsor is how I get paid. How I get money to pay rent. Did you guys tell me your favorite color? Green. Purple's pretty cool. You also like maroon. Gold and yellow. I also like a hot pink and cyan. I really like black. I'm going to be honest. I mean, wait. Let me real quick. So we got black hat, black shirt mainly, black shorts if I don't fall over, and also black socks mainly. I think black is my favorite color. But if I have to choose another color besides black, I would probably say like a gold. I really like gold. Or blue. Blue's pretty good. I like blue. Anyways, chat. So right here is this spreadsheet that I've got of all of the populations of top cuts from this weekend's regionals, and a lot of this stuff also is over on Eggman Events' website. I'll link it in the description below. He's got some more information, you know, about the different events specifically that you can go look at if you want. He's a great friend of the channel and a great resource to the community. But if you want to see all of them at the same time, here's what it looks like. And I will say, with the top cuts, this is not necessarily a top cut. Pasadena was a one-day event, right? Because it was 512, I think, is the number, or 514, somewhere around there. A 500-person tournament. So it was a one-day, only Swiss, last person undefeated type of format. You also, right, in London, Virginia, and also, actually, I don't know if, I think Athens was also top cut. You had top 32 bracket day 2, right? So after the Swiss, one undefeated left, you had top 32 compete in a bracket style second day to determine who the champion was. And with Athens as well, I don't think at this point that there is a full rundown of the Athens championships. We know a lot of different decks, right? I was able to compile, oh God, quick math, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I was able to find 12 deck lists from the top 32 finishers in the event, and I've actually gotten them in this Imgur link, which shows a lot of the list, because I don't think all 12 are on One Piece top decks, and I don't think Eggman's got it up either because it's an incomplete tournament in his eyes. So I will link this also in the description below. And if you're in the live YouTube or Twitch chat as well, I will link it right there for you in those chats, because we are actually doing this live on Twitch and YouTube. Now, another thing about these, if you're looking, you're wondering why these are highlighted. These were the winners of each tournament. The highlighted ones were the winner. What city was the one in Virginia? I think it was like Virginia Beach, right? Oops, that's One Piece Top Decks, not that one. I will say every time I go on Eggman's website, my computer, like, bricks. Doing God's work, GG. Yo, thank you, Poncho. It's not shade to, like, One Piece Top Decks or Eggman or anything like that, like me saying that. It's just Eggman's not going to post it if he doesn't have the whole thing. He never does, and that's just a good thing, really. And One Piece Top Decks, they just grab things as they see them. So hopefully with that link, you know, more people might start talking up and stuff like that. But I think this was at Virginia Beach. Yeah, Virginia Beach, Virginia. Yeah. Anyways, back to this. The 4 winners of these different regionals were Nami, Lim, Ploofy, and Red Green Smoker. And I think a lot of people will say that 3 of these 4 winners were not expected. I personally will say, along with a lot of other people, and admit that Nami was the biggest surprise, or actually was Lim the biggest surprise? Let me know. Did you think Nami was a bigger surprise, or Lim, or Red Green Smoker? I think all 3 of those decks were the big surprises of their respected tournaments, and they showed up and did really well, right? I think Ploofy was the only one where people, if you were to ask them before these tournaments, okay, what do you think is going to win one of these 4 tournaments? I think they would say that Ploofy is probably one of the more likely candidates to win the event, being, you know, just such a good deck. Being a purple Straw Hat Crew leader that can abuse Gum Gum Giant, heal life, swarm the board. It has a lot of pros that make it a top deck in the format, as I talked about in my tier list video heading into the weekend, which, by the way, I think was pretty spot on. Looking at these kind of one by one, right, it looks in a lot of these that these same decks are taking up the most population in each of these tournaments. Ploofy, Shanks, that's not Shanks, that's Teach. Teach, Shanks, and Dofi, right? I say Dofi even though it's not, you know, it's only one in the top 16 of Pasadena. Second most populous deck in London. The most populous deck in Virginia. And also at this point, based on the 12 deck list that I could find, the most populous deck in Athens. And I think that probably holds true if you've gotten all of the different results, right? Because especially for these events, you know, the 3 to 4 range is usually like a top 5 populous deck. And so I think heading into the weekend, you can kind of think that those 4 decks are probably the strongest decks that you can consistently see when you're going in through your rounds of your store regional or your Peoria championships or something of the sort. Yeah, Nami was the biggest surprise until you learn who the pilot was. Literally the guy who won back-to-back championships in Pasadena with the same leader and the same archetype. Crazy stuff, Adam. I respect him like crazy. Some of the other biggest surprises, in my personal opinion, I think, especially London, right? Not only did it get first and second within the top cut of London, right? Being a huge surprise with Fletch, you know, winning with the Smile Fruit apple, right? But also 2 more being present alongside the first place and runner-up in there. Lim just having an incredible opportunity to dominate this event. It's really the biggest showing that it had over the weekend. It's without a doubt the biggest showing that it had over the weekend, and it really only appeared one other time in Pasadena. Now, Do I think that Lim can explode and have more of a population for Peoria, for France, at your local regional championships, store regional championships? Absolutely, right? I think a lot of people have been summarizing as Lim being kind of the new Dofi, right? You're kind of this like low to the ground, splash out characters on the board, right? And just overwhelmed with these 4-5 cost characters that you've got. And just swing, 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 swing. Especially when your leader effect inherently ramps to be able to play more characters out. Even though your leader effect forces you to play characters rested. It wouldn't surprise me if in the top cut of either of the regionals this weekend that we see Lim have multiple appearances, right? I know that Fletch's version of the deck, I mean, I just like quote tweeted Fletch. Where is that tweet? Yeah, like I quote tweeted the second place finisher Raphael Nevin's tweet about the limbs that were going on right now, and it did pretty good numbers. And I'm not like a big Twitter guy or anything like that, so I think a lot of people have gotten follow me on Twitter. I think a lot of people have picked up that attention to limb and are really focused in on trying to play it. I've even had a couple people message me to ask if they can borrow my limb deck before their upcoming championships or tournaments to try out the list. I think another one of the surprises in these tournaments was Usopp. Now, although Usopp at this time wasn't present in Athens and wasn't present in the top decks in Pasadena, had really strong showings within Virginia and London, right? Being 4 decks in London and 3 decks in Virginia. It's a big joke that Usopp was the biggest loser out of the ban list, right? Kind of knocking down a little bit its best matchup in Doflamingo. But I think Doflamingo just still being so popular and Rob Lucci still having some big showings, right? Especially in that London and Virginia, having a mirrored amount of decks in there. I think Usopp could continue to trend a little bit more upward more than people thought about this deck that really wrote it off early. We did also kind of get, speaking of London, the overall number of decks. This is courtesy of Luigi Amato over on YouTube. Great creator, Twitter, Twitch. Excellent, excellent person in the community. He posted a screenshot from the overall deck population in the event, and the number 1 deck in that event was 186 Shanks. I think that that's probably pretty close, I would say, to the number that would reflect in most of the tournaments that happened over this past weekend. Shanks just being argued as a great leader, you know, having plenty of 50-50s across the board. And have kind of a flexibility, as I mentioned in my tier list video, of play style that you can go towards a control heavy oriented deck or a aggro oriented deck or anything in between based on what you feel like the meta provides. And wouldn't you know it, if you look at my little statistic right here, out of all 4 of these events that we have right now, it was the most or it tied the most populous deck in these different 4 regionals. I will say that probably Shanks takes over for the top spot if we had a full list in Athens, because at this point, out of the 12 decks that I was able to grab out of the top 32, there's no Shanks in here left. And I would imagine that at least one of the Shanks made it in through the top. Marshall D. Teach, also just a really, really great leader, right? I talked about being one of my top 3 decks in the format. It was the second most populous deck in the event, and especially, you know, you can sneak by a couple rounds just simply because of your leader effect, but the top players doing really well with it. 3, the second most populous deck in Pasadena, top 16. tied the third most populous deck in London Top Cut, the second most populous deck in Virginia, and having at least one appearance in Athens as well, with 12 in total. You also, I feel like, as Teach, lose a lot to the random things in the format, or you beat a lot of the random things in the format, including stuff like potentially Boa Hancock. Actually, I don't know. Do you lose to Boa Hancock or not? You have a good amount of on-play effects that get negated. I don't know, actually. I haven't done the testing. Reiju, right, does not have a good matchup into Blackbeard. And through a lot of these matchups, you're stalling if your opponent just has a big, slow start. Can be worthwhile on your way to success. Doflamingo being the third most popular deck in London. Again, and we saw a lot of people talk about this. I think Dog Wisdom, who actually did well in this event in London, I think he got top 4. He's one of the Dofies in Top Cut. Wrote a whole article about how Doflamingo is still a great deck, right? And is still an incredible option to be able to play, right? Just because it lost Jinbei doesn't mean the leader's dead. I think they did a really, really good job balancing Doflamingo to level it off more on the ban list, which I thought was weird at the beginning, but it worked out for us out here in the West. Purple Luffy being 80 right in the London Championships. This doesn't surprise me in terms of population in the top 4, and then Bonnie being number 5. I think the only one that I would have switched if I were to have taken a guess would be Don Quixote, Doflamingo, and Purple Luffy, because I think just Purple Luffy is a better option right there. What are some of the other things that I want to add? What are some of the other things that I want to say, chat? Also, Kai Zhang, thank you so much for following. It's only like a 17-minute video. Even then, it's probably more closer to like 10 minutes. I guess I could revisit like my tier list and see if I move anything else around. That might be yeah, let's do that actually. Yeah, let's do that. Where's that Kardi Kaizoku tool? Can I find it on this calendar? Deck builder, event calendar, Kardi back fight. Wait, what is that? Tier list. Nice. Okay. I am also going to real quick move this over to like right there. And I gotta also pull up my tier list. I gotta also pull this up. But chat, I hope you're enjoying the stream today. Thank you so much for joining us and hanging out. Let's see, channel. But can we talk about? Oh, that's the live stream. I don't need to find it on the live stream. Can we talk about how good my tier list was? Can we admit that? Yes, this video right here. So I had. Okay, I don't think I moved anything outside of this. So rarity leaders. Oops. Leaders. And I know Kardi Kaizoku, he messaged me and he was like, thanks for using my tool. And he was like, I changed it up. I worked on it a little bit so it doesn't move around as much on you when you're doing it, because I had some problems while managing it on the live stream. So this actually flows out really, really well. So shout out Kardi Kaizoku for that. I need to put this over here, I think, to see the tier list. I had Smoker. Did I have Smoker in? Yeah, I had Smoker in Real Good. Where is that? My next request to Kardi Kaizoku is to save my tier list so then I can come back and I don't have to rebuild it. That's my next request if you're listening. Mr. Kardi Kaizoku. Oops. I put Bonnie and Eustace Captain Kidd. Let's see. Bonnie is OPO7. And then we had, that's Calgara, Kid. B, we had Reiju, which is OPO6. Oops. I wish I could put it up there, but I don't think so. Smoka. Let's see. Lim. Ooh, do I move Lim up? That's something that I gotta really think about if I want to move Lim up a tier. Because it definitely overperformed, right? It absolutely performed above expectations, I think. Having 4 slots in London, like London was on it. They really cooked, as usual. They always cook. I feel like London is full of, or not just London, Europe. That's what I meant to say. Europe is full of like insane deck builders. They're really, really good. So we got Boa. Boa I put up here. And then Marco. And then the last section, I had Law and another Law. I had an OPO1 Law. I think I still stand by that. I had Uta, not the red one, the green one. Nami. Shoot, where do I put Nami? Because I definitely moved Nami up. But how far do I put Nami up? I think I'm going to go high on Nami. Not like S tier. Not that high. Enel is what I had. I feel like I just didn't see a lot of Enel. Because I was walking the floor of Pasadena, like looking at all of the different decks. I just didn't see a lot of Enel. Wait, why can't I move this? There he is. And then Yamato. I still think Yamato ain't bad. Wait, where is Yamato? There it is. Right there. Okay. This was my tier list previously. Let me just double check that this looks fine. It does. I think maybe I want to make it a little bit bigger, like this maybe. Tier 1. Tier 2. Oh no, I'm going to have to move it because 2.5 is going to knock it off tier 3. I'll make it smaller and move it over. Okay. So looking at the Peoria, So looking at both Peoria and France, this is the tier list that I made exactly in that last video, going over what I thought heading into this past weekend of Pasadena, Athens, London, and Virginia. And I think it was pretty good, but I think there's definitely some changes that we can make into this list. Yo, Red Hat Pirates. Hello. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome on in. We're just moving up. We're changing up our OP10 tier list based on the meta this past weekend and what I think the trade is. Yo, what's up? Thank you so much for following as well. What were you doing on stream? How are you, Red Hat Pirates? I like that name, by the way, Red Hat Pirates. Do you wear a red hat all the time? I hope so. I got to think about what I would do. So I'd probably I'm writing down some of my initial thoughts. Dang, I don't know if I'm ready to move up Dofi, though. Ooh, running some Lim and Kata. Ooh, okay. Okay. You, I assume that you're running the Lim list that Fletch was using to win London? Trying out the Smile Pirates package of checking your prize cards and also thinning your deck, which is crazy, by the way. That's an insane thought. That apparently was used in set 1. One of my friends actually used it. Having him above Usopp was diabolical. I mean, Kid was the... When I recorded this last week and finalized my thoughts last week, Kid was the leader that I was like really struggling to think if I wanted it in 2 or 2.5, and I just settled it in 2. But Usopp definitely overperformed, I think. I definitely think Usopp did better than my thoughts, especially because even though Usopp only showed up, I did a spreadsheet for, well, I guess you guys can't really see it because I moved it, but I did a spreadsheet of all of the events and like looking at the different populations and stuff like that, and then also grabbing what I could off of Athens. But Usopp showing up in only 2 of the 4 top cuts would venture to believe, yeah, probably in this 2.5 category, but it did 3 and 4 in these top cuts. So I'm like, okay, maybe I would move this up a little bit. Maybe there's something there going on, you know, something in the waters over with all these Usopp players. Maybe they got something going on that they've figured out. Yeah, the ones that did play him did really, really well. But yeah. Yo, what's up, Spirit Wave Sage? How are you? Oh, wait, I was just talking to you the whole time. Sorry. Stupid person. Being myself. Anyways, chat. Anyways, I'd imagine Lim's going to have to go up. I'm really curious on Lim. I think Lim's position in the meta is going to be very prevalent after this next upcoming weekend, right? Because we have France regionals, we have Peoria regionals. I think Lim, like several other decks, was definitely like a surprise deck, right? It was so surprising to a lot of people how Lim did it, but the different people that did run it, you know, the person who got 9th in Pasadena, and also I think at least 3 of the 4 people that topped with it in London, they were all revolving around the same idea of that Lim doesn't need the top end, right? The top end is the 6-cost Sakazuki, and everything else is like the 3s and 5s package, right, with the deck. So what's really going to be interesting is if knowing into that, Lim does well heading into this weekend, because I do think that Lim is going to be much more popular into this weekend, but is it going to be able to survive? It is very Dofi-like, but I think it's really dependent on the coin flip. Like, if you're going first, your win percentage is so sky high, and then if it's not first, it's definitely not as high, right? So I think it's going to be really interesting to see how the meta adjusts knowing that Lim exists a little bit more. But I definitely would not mind switching Lim and Smoker on my tier list. Although it did win Athens and was super good, right? The person that ran it did so well. I think they started out in the first round getting the loss, right? They lost in the very first round, then made it up to Top Cut, and then won the whole tournament in general. Outside of that, Smoker did nothing this tournament. I mean, looking across the floor in Pasadena when I was there, just checking out all the different decks, not really a high Smoker population, and I think a lot of people felt the same. I mean, we even got the official London statistics, right, of the overall population, thanks to Luigi Amato. And if you look, Smoker way down here, right? There was 29 there was just as many red purple Luffys as there were red green Smokers in there. So I think red green Smoker really underperformed. Who knows, maybe we see more of a population of red green Smoker over in Peoria in France after seeing the regional winning list, right, of Athens. But I think for now, probably the switch that I've got right here is definitely okay. Got a high roll with Smoker. It'll be better once EBO2 drops. Yeah, probably, because you have a decent matchup in a green-purple Luffy. Absolutely. Like, honestly, if I was going to make, like, a market watch video right now, and I was going to talk about, like, what cards you should get for the upcoming EBO2 and OP11 format, I would talk about getting Smoker cards, right? Because a lot of them are pretty cheap at this point, and they're going to be much better once EBO2 comes around, and we have that format for a little bit. Moek? Hopefully I said that right. Apologies if I didn't. Thank you so much for following, my friend. Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, so I moved that, and I moved that. I think another one that I'm going to have to move, especially with this Smoker, is move it down into the tier 3 category. I think that Smoker is good, and I think it is definitely in a position to be able to do well. But I think the problem is that Rob Lucci just has a way better leader effect than you, right? The -1 happens on both Rob Lucci and Smoker, but I think being able to build up your trash those cards, especially on the attack, and do that -1, especially in the CP9 engine or CP0 engine, whatever you want to call it, just makes it a much more stronger option. And I think Rob Lucci also just stays at this tier right now. Even though you have excellent answers to stuff like Marshall D. Teach, right, with that Tashigi, it almost feels like in that matchup specifically, you have to go in with the Tashigi. And if you don't see it, which, by the way, you're probably not getting a lot of draw without that Sengoku and that brand new, I forgot what his name was. Brand new, right? You're just going to have to naturally find it. And I think that's a little bit hard sometimes against Teach. Yeah, brand new. Yo, what's up, Alberto? London was definitely unpredictable. I definitely agree, especially with Lim. I think it was like the best call for London, right? Just people didn't really know how to deal with a deck that just swarmed as much as it did and never played the top end. Especially in a meta where Swarm is just so good against Marshall D. Teach, right? Also, you don't need to say sorry, Alberto. You're good. Who else am I moving? I think I'm also going to have to move Marco into the tier 3 category as well. I played against a couple Marcos over in Pasadena at the Pasadena Regionals. Not necessarily in the main event. It was more so the side events. And I just feel like Marco's missing a couple pieces right now. And it's missing a format to where it's more dominant like it is in OP11, right? In OP11, that control Marco definitely brings it up a notch, and we're definitely moving it up on the tier list when that happens. But until it does, I think some things are a little bit more out of your control, especially with some of these other decks that are coming up that maybe overwhelm you or stop you from doing what you want to do. Yo, what's up, Scissors? Last 2 weeks you got beat up by a Lim at locals. I mean, I've liked Lim since it came out in OP09, and even though I was a little low on it heading into Pasadena and stuff, I felt like it was still a viable leader within the format, and I think it definitely proved itself that. It's probably very much towards alongside Usis Captain Kid, where I'm like, oh gosh, I don't know if I want to put them in tier 2 or tier 2.5. And so, especially with its strong performance, you know, probably more people playing it. It wouldn't surprise me if we saw like kind of a repeat scenario where there are like 2 limbs in Top Cut, right? I also think I'm going to move Red Purple Luffy down. I feel like with a lot of these decks, Red Purple Luffy just insanely struggles against a lot of these different matchups, right? Although I was like decently high on it in this 2.5 tier, you play against a lot of these top decks and it's like, what can I do a lot of times? The 3 life, 6,000 power leader, even though it's really good in OP11, it doesn't really feel the same. And Gum Gum Giant, I don't think, can carry you enough in this color combination. Why can't SD21 Luffy live a great life? That's a great question. SD21 Luffy is great if you're getting into the game, I feel like. Getting into the game, trying to play some fun at locals, things of that nature. I did think it was really cool that we saw, I think it was in London, it might have been Athens, that a red-green law made it. I think it was Athens, actually, that a red-green law made it in top 32. So I was pretty good, I think, on this call right here, that he's still, like, up there. Yeah, the buggy deck kind of stops it, but at like a regional or something, I wouldn't expect to play against buggy. Yeah, like Bonnie can be huge against you. Teach is tough. I mean, we watched that Japan Championship when it was Red Purple Luffy and Teach just kind of wiped the floor of them. Yeah, I mean, I think ST21 Luffy has kind of like the Zoro effect sometimes, where like you just go too fast for your opponent. It's just starter deck 21 Luffy just isn't as good as, you know, like OPO1 Zoro, right? OPO1 Zoro just does what Luffy does a little bit better. That's like my thinking of the deck and whatnot. I think I'm also going to move up Usopp into tier 2 and Kid back down to 2.5. I still think Kid is a very respectable deck, and I was excited to see a couple different tops across this past weekend where Kid made it within the top cut. But I definitely wanted to move up Lim and Usopp based on their performances, right? Because in London and Virginia, Usopp had great appearances and things of that nature, and they were very much higher than Kid. So I feel like if I got to move him up, I got to move Kid back down. Still a respectable deck, still a good deck, right? If you want to play it in the upcoming regionals and stuff like that. But I think that Usis Captain Kid is more of a rogue option compared to something like Usopp and Lim, especially after their performances recently. Thoughts on bringing Bello Betty to an upcoming regional? I think Bello Betty is a decent deck, but I think the problem with it right now is there's too many decks right now that know how to counter you and stop you what you're doing, right? Bello Betty is one of those decks that, like, I would definitely start playing now if you have it and you want to get good at it, because in OP11, it's going to be like a top 5 deck in the format just simply because it dominates blue-purple Luffy. So I would definitely be on the lookout for Bello Betty, but I wouldn't move it any higher than, you know, these decks that I've got here in 2.5. Definitely a good rogue one that your opponent probably will not expect to play against. But yeah, kind of like, hold on, I'm going to say it right. KOEG is saying, hey, by the way, how are you doing, friend? It's good to see you. I would agree that I think that Bello Betty is a extremely pilot dependent deck. To where, like, you need to know exactly when to use your leader effect. You need to know exactly when to take life. Establish your board. Battle bodies versus battling life. It's very complex despite it being like a $15 deck. Yeah, Kibi. I think Marco and Starter Deck 21 Luffy are in similar positions where they just need like one more thing. Yo, congrats. What deck were you playing, KOEG? This is a American tier list. This is for the upcoming weekend of Peoria and France. Izad. Hello. Oh, Malaysia's good. I genuinely think that Reiju, I'm still going to hold Reiju right here, but I do think that it's definitely a good deck, right? It can hold its own in the meta. We saw Renee, one of the members of our community, make top 32 over in Greece with the deck, and it had another appearance, I think, in Athens. No, Renee was in Athens. I think it was London or Virginia where a Reiju made it in, and I've been playing Reiju a lot. It's definitely a good time if you want to play Reiju, because I think it's also like a pretty cheap deck. You're a dirty Shanks player. Hey, you know, I've always said this in card games. If you want to win, right, one of the great ways to win is just play whatever the best deck is. And I think Shanks is up there in conversation as the best deck. So if you play Shanks, play Shanks. But I think Reiju is still going to be in here in this 2.5 category. It definitely needs to have an appearance like these two in order to move up on my list. And I think the final deck that I'm going to move up is actually Nami. I think I'm going to move it up into tier 2. And I know Adam just won with it. And that's not the only reason that I've moved it up into tier 2, because I am a Nami simp, for those of you that don't know. But Nami is debatably the most pilot-dependent deck that we've got in this format. That's why that when Adam wins back-to-back Pasadena regionals, it's really, really good. But look at Adam's matchups. Hold on, chat. I got to pull back up Adam's matchups. Adam in his matchups on the way to win beat 4 Blackbeards and 2 Purple Luffys. 6 rounds of what a lot of people thought were bad matchups. He absolutely wiped the floor of them, right? And especially when you talk about like these couple rounds right here, like sure, maybe the first and second round, like people just didn't really know what they were doing potentially. I don't know. But you cannot argue that like the late rounds of this Blackbeard and this Pluffy, when both players are 4-0, 5-0, it's not like they don't know what they're doing with their deck. And talking to Adam afterwards in Pasadena after he won, I asked him, because I saw him post this, and I was like, oh my God, you destroyed Blackbeard. I was like, how did you beat so many Blackbeards? And he said, I'm very favored into Blackbeard. He was extremely confident that 9 times out of 10, he is going to beat a Blackbeard. And I think that speaks a lot, I mean, to what Nami is as a deck. Let me resize this. I mean, you look at this. I'm convinced that Nami has a great matchup into Shanks, right? Bonnie, I think it has a good matchup. Usopp, I think it has a good matchup. Adam is convinced that Teach is a good matchup. Pluffy is probably, I didn't ask him about this one, but I would say probably is a more manageable matchup. And Dofi, Lucci, right, getting better matchups as they were hit by the ban list, right? Dofi can't just go Jinbei Weevil for 2 turns in a row and then just kind of win the game after that. It takes a little bit more to be able to beat a Nami. So I think out of a lot of these matchups that are in these upper tiers, the decks that you are more than likely going to face a lot of times at a regional, I think Nami does really well into it. And especially if you're going to take Nami to a regional like Adam, you are going to know that deck inside and out. You're going to know the matchups inside and out. And I don't think a lot of these decks should probably think about hitting a Nami at a regional. You definitely want to be aware that Nami is a deck and maybe know what to do against it, but if you're going in with a Shanks deck, I don't expect to play a Nami in here. It's debatably, out of all these decks in the first 2 tiers that I have, it's going to be the least populous deck by far. It's crazy the different matchups, especially after talking about it and thinking a little bit more. And just like most other regionals, when you have a wide and diverse format, right? Zoro, even though it is a probably bad matchup, you can still beat it, right? Just simply because what you have access to in your deck, right? Technically, any deck can beat any deck. There's no 100-0 matchup truly. So it's like, okay. Plus Zoro, I don't know if I want to keep... I'm going to keep Zoro up here because I do believe in the traditional Zoro, right? We saw Philip Vu do awesome with Zoro over this past weekend, and I think it's a deck that could catch a little bit more steam, especially in mono red. But I honestly don't think there's like a ton of Zoros running around. At least last weekend there were not. Maybe this weekend there are more Zoros. Because, I mean, I think traditional Zoro is definitely better than Zoro. But also, I think Zoro is probably way more populous at like the X1, X2 tables rather than the XO table, especially when you get later into the tournament. It's pretty crazy. Also, Eddie, what's up? How are you? Gatorade, I don't think that you should ever think about a tournament and a deck's performance as, okay, what if you switched out all of these matchups with a bad matchup? Okay, what if you switched Lim's performance with 5 or 6 bad matchups in a tournament, right? What if you switched, what if an Enel, right? I don't know, I'm just spitballing here. And Enel made top cut by playing 5 Doflamingos because he expected to play a lot of Doflamingos in the tournament. Okay, what if you switched them all with Bonnie instead, I guess. I don't know. Like, I don't think that way of thinking is good when you talk about tournament analysis and stuff like that. And I think that's very restricting on, like, trying to meta evaluate and meta predict. But I do think that looking at a lot of these leaders, I'm like, okay, Nami can beat it. Like, I've played against a couple Usopps. I'm like, okay, that's that's winnable. Teach, he dominated Teach, so it's gotta be good. Shanks, I actually feel confident in Shanks, right? So it's like, it's one of those things that it's like, because you also have to look at the most populous decks. I mean, the most populous decks, Zoro, if we're like ranking these by popularity, I think it was more like this, right? You had these 5 decks that were the most populous, and then I think Rob Lucci was a little bit higher. I'm basing this all on like London, by the way, which it could change based on like different metas. Zoro's not really up there, so it's like, I don't know. Like, I feel like Nami bases a lot of her, and I think most decks in general, most decks probably base on what they feel like the top 5 most populous decks are. And I could be wrong about that. Like, if you're a top player, let me know. But I feel like if you're not one of the top 5 decks, or if you're any deck, you know what? If you're any deck, you're probably really only thinking super hard about whatever you feel like the top 5 most populous decks are. And then also maybe you have, game plans for the other decks that are going around, right? It's one of those things. So yeah, Adam's list still has great tools to deal with Zoro, right? Whitesnake, very, very good card. You talk about like Nojiko, Brick Fist, Gravity Blade, right? Great cards to stop Zoro, right? If you're swinging at all of those, characters in that matchup specifically, right? Naturally, he's gonna almost run out of cards in hand because you're not swinging at life, and so then after you like Gravity Blade, he has like 1 or 2 cards in hand. He has maybe 1 or 2 bodies on the board, and it's like, okay, now what? And you still have a little bit of Dawn left, especially on a 10 Dawn turn, to be able to defend against some attacks. So it's like, it's really interesting, the way Nami's positioned, but I'm high on it. Seeing the matchups that Adam played convinces me that Nami is a tier 2 deck, because it absolutely destroyed the 2 matchups that I thought were gatekeeping Nami in this format, right? I thought these two decks were gatekeeping Nami in this format, and she just slaughtered them, right? So really all I'm thinking about now in terms of like maybe bad matchups are Zoro. Zoro's probably a bad matchup. Bella Betty, bad matchup. Reiju, probably a bad matchup. Lim, I don't know. Lim could probably be a close matchup. It's probably Lim. Is it Lim favored? It's probably Lim favored, but maybe not impossible. And I think Lim maybe has a similar position to Doflamingo. So it's like, it's really interesting. That's how you make your deck? Oh, nice. Justification. Thank you, Kibi. I appreciate it. But yeah, this is my final tier list, I think, for the upcoming weekend, the next week of the One Piece trading card game in Peoria and France. Yeah, I think that's pretty much all I have to say about that. Yeah, I don't have any other way to end this. So, yeah, that's what I got. But yeah, this format's really, really cool. And I think this format, because it's so wide, like most other wide formats, are very dependent week by week on like what the top decks are and what rogue matchups appear, right? Based on like the top decks. I don't know if these 3 like really change. I think really just this shuffles, right? Like all of this shuffles and these move, but I think these stick as the top. And I'm really close to putting Doflamingo up there. I really am. I'm going to put Dofi up there. You know what? Last second Hail Mary, I am going to put Dofi up there, mostly because I've said this numerous times. I'm still a believer that Dofi is a top deck in the format. And if you look at the different regionals that happened over this past weekend, Doflamingo was the most populous deck if you add them all up together in the information that we do know out of Athens. So I think it's almost disrespectful to not call Dofi a tier 1 deck, right? Because it matches the amount of decks in the tier as like some of the other populations. Like, I mean, it goes higher with matching the populations such as like Purple Luffy and Bonnie, right? I think it's like the third most, was it the third most populous deck in London? Yeah, the third most populous deck in London, and it showed out, right, for all of those tournaments. So you know what? I am going to put Doflamingo at tier 1. I was high on it before, but I think after this past weekend, I'm even higher on it because it's like, dang, it's still really good. We need Vegapunk. Somebody play Vegapunk this weekend and win a regional. I know Vegapunk just won the Chinos Cup today. That was pretty cool. Gotta bump Buggy up. I'll move Buggy up when I see it in a top cut, A. If you make top cut of Peoria or France or a Treasure Cup or whatever, I'll move it up. I promise. But no, until I see Buggy top cut, I will not move it up. Till I see Buggy do it, I won't move it up. Because I think there's too many answers to the 7 cost. You know? Like your whole game plan is, I mean, like you have really neat board swarm and you have really cool like filter systems in the is it the Dracul Mihawk that draws 2, trashes 1? And the like stage, right? If you choose to play that, you have a lot of cool opportunities, but I think just like, I don't know, I just think some of the other swarm decks are just better, and like your win condition for the like in a lot of matchups like Dofi just being the 7 drop, like Dofis are playing Red Rock now. And so like all they got to do is just Red Rock, you know? Yeah, I hope that with the starter deck that's coming in, I hope that Buggy moves up the ladder, right? Because I think that would be sick. I think it would be really cool if Buggy was like in here or up here. I don't think it would propel it up here. I think it needs more than the starter deck to be a tier 1 deck, but I think it's definitely reasonable to think that it could jump up here, you know? But I think Snake Man, OP11 Luffy is a threat to Buggy for sure. For sure, chat. Anyways, chatteroonies, that's going to be all for the stream today. Went about almost 4 hours, yeah, here in the stream. And I got to actually make a business call here after stream. So, anyways, chat, on Thursday, we will be doing viewer battles, right? And some other matches and stuff, and potentially a tournament if Vu is doing his community tournament this week. Chat, your homework heading into tonight, if you want something else to watch on the stream, I would say go watch the YouTube video that I posted today. It needs a little bit more love, and I'd really appreciate it if you clicked on it, gave it a little like, gave it a little comment, right? And had some fun with it. Thank you guys so much. Ploofy became a tier 1 deck with just a starter deck. Well, no, it was a good deck before that. It was a good deck before that, especially when OP05 came out. it just fell off a little bit. And then the meta, as it developed with Doflamingo coming in, I mean, the starter deck did really help, but I think the format kind of built around Plouffe to propel it more to become a tier 1 deck, if that makes sense. But chat, that's going to be all for me. Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate you, and I hope to see you in Thursday's stream. Give me your best shots with decks. I'm going to be playing like more random decks. I'm not just going to play Nami into everybody. I'm going to just like switch up decks every single time because I have like 15 decks on Sim, and we're just going to grind out fun decks. We're just going to match up and grind out some fun. So, chat, thank you so much for watching. Hope to see you in the next one.